The official soundtrack to Canada's only border city, 106.1, The GOAT. Stay connected with MyLloydminsterNow.com.
Put death by rock and roll. 'Cause I'm
a Lloydminster legend.
I lived them all day.
Everything that rocks.
Time to rock.
106.1, The GOAT.
The reason we trust Western Sales with our business is the people. I'm sure that there's 100 years experience coming out of that shop. We trust them because we do a CMI on our combine and on our tractor. When our equipment comes out of Western Sales, it's going to be good, because if it's not, they send us another combine, they send us another tractor. And we're not naive to the fact that that probably costs them a lot of money. So we just know that the service that we're getting at Western Sales is above par to everybody else.
Like people, businesses have their journey, their path, sometimes straight, but more often evolving, growing, and adapting to a changing world, creating the need for knowledge in areas like accounting, consulting, tax, technology, areas critical to your continued growth and success. All part of the journey, all part of what we do together with you. Because your success is the destination. MNP, wherever business takes you.
Hi there. I'm Joseph Rosenberg, the Contact Center Manager for Utility Safety Partners, and we're very proud to be a sponsor of the Astec Safety Challenge. Now, when you're competing in a bonspiel, you gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried and plan each shot. And in life, when you've gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried, well, you have to plan, and that plan needs to involve utility safety partners. When bumping that object in front of you is not an option.
Stronger agronomics. Better returns. Greater peace of mind. From pre-seed to post-harvest, you can count on the Victory Canola program to keep you and your farm ahead of the curve. Grow with us at victorycanola.com.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the C event finals as we're trying to get into the qualifying matches for the quarterfinal later this evening. But this afternoon, we have got a huge matchup with Team Dunstone versus Team Retornaz. My name's Kyle Mulligan. I'm joined here by Tyson Armstrong. Tyson, big matchup. What can we expect from these two outstanding teams here as they try and make a run into the playoffs?
Thanks, Kyle. And yeah, glad to be here this afternoon to see this match. You know, with Dunstone and Retornaz, both of these teams, they can bring the finesse. They can also bring the heat. So I think we're going to expect a lot of rocks in play, and then we're going to see some rocks get blown up when they need to. So we're going to see those big hits today, those big run backs. And of course, this is a tight match. They have to qualify to move on, so they're going to be playing pretty tight. and making sure that they can not let those big ends build up.
It's an interesting matchup as two very different directions. Lots of games these team that Dunstone's played. Retornaz hasn't played as many matches this week, but obviously the game is now on. We'll get into this. We'll meet the teams as they go. You just saw Team Retornaz's just throw here. Colton Lott setting in.
Colton Lott with his second stone of the first end. Just going to be bringing that around the one they have sitting just biting top 12.
Team Retornaz with the hammer here in the first. For you, Tice, when you're playing competitive, do you want the hammer in the first, or you're hoping to get it back, or hoping to have it in the even ends instead of the odd?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you always want that hammer the first end. You control the game with that hammer, and if you can capitalize and get your deuce in the first end, that's perfect. If not, you can play it safe, get the blank, and take the hammer going into the even ends. Absolutely.
Sebastiano Armand stepping in for his second shot. Looks like we're going to get a peel here.
The sweeper's controlling it here. They're going to do a little hit, try and bite. Yeah, they did. So they did get that just tucked under. Might have over curled a little bit, but they were able to bite the top 12.
Early in the match, now these teams have played throughout the day already. But again, is there a sense of trying to figure out the ice here in the first end early and get comfortable, or do you feel like they're comfortable, ready to go? Let's just get going.
They're going to be ready to go. They've had a few practice stones down the ice. That first end, they always still just want to feel each other out and get a sense of how aggressive the other team's going to play off the get-go. So still finding their way in this first end, but they're pretty comfortable.
BJ Neufeld here from Team Dunstone, his first here in number 1 at the Astec Safety Challenge here in Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan.
Looking a little tight, but pushes that guard over, opens that stone up now. Not the worst result.
Not the worst. Not what I don't think he was looking for it though.
No, I think he was just a little tight out of the hand, and they couldn't hold the line there.
Amos Mosaner stepping in for his first shot here in this C event qualifier. Team Retornaz has lost their first match this morning in a very interesting match against Team Cooey. Then went out this afternoon and found their way to a win against Team Pierce.
That's right.
So
yeah, they were down at the beginning of the game and snapped a 3-ender and stole a couple back and took control of the game thereafter. Earlier today, of course, like Kyle had mentioned, Cooey was able to beat Retornaz in one of the B qualifiers. We also had Schwaller with a win over Sturmey, and again, Carruthers with a win over Slaczynski. So Cooey, Schwaller, and Carruthers all qualified out of the B.
So we do know some matchups for tonight already. And we do know that Team Mowat and Team Medina are waiting for the winners of these two matches out on the ice. And on the other live broadcast right now, to our right on sheet number 5, you've got Team Sturmey versus Team Botcher. And they are too trying to find their way into the playdowns tonight. But we do know, and for those of you on the live broadcast, we thank you for taking your time out at 4 o'clock in the afternoon here Mountain Time to join us. But we do have some exciting things to announce, and we can tell you that Team Carruthers is into the playdowns, and they are going to play one of Canada's favorites. And for any of you in Newfoundland, Labrador that have been waiting to see this game, Brad Gushu will play them tonight in one of the playdown games, which will be super exciting. Team Gushu was down earlier this morning at 10 o'clock Mountain Time for a little bit of a practice session. We tried to snag Brad on the broadcast, but he was a little busy with fans looking for autographs and people looking for pictures, which you can totally expect. But for those of you Newfoundland Labrador, you can expect tonight. It will be late, probably getting home from the pub. But Brad and his team are going to go toe-to-toe with Team Carruthers. And for those of you who haven't been watching the curling here this weekend, Team Carruthers has a new skip.
Yeah, absolutely. So they've got Brad Jacobs, who's
No slouch.
no slouch himself. So, it's neat to see those two teamed up together, and I think they've been gelling well over the weekend, and of course have found success qualifying out of the B. So that matchup tonight will be a good one to follow. It should be a tight matchup like all these are going to be, and over the years, Brad and Reed have played each other quite a few times, so it'll be interesting to see which way that one goes.
Matt Dunstone now stepping in for his first shot in this C event playoff. What are we looking for here, Tice? What's he calling for?
I think he's just looking at doing a little hit and flop. Probably fairly controlled weight on this takeout.
Girl. Clean. Yep. People in the chat right now, Daryl's wondering. Which of these guys finish this one?
So that one got away from the sweepers a little bit there and over curled on him. Not the result they were hoping for sure.
So now for Team Retornaz, a bit of an opening. Obviously looking to draw into the house here and start forcing the opportunities. Where do you want to see Retornaz leave this one?
Yeah, so it didn't see where they tapped on that one, where they wanted to put that, whether or not they were going to be aggressive and come right around. That's the only way that Dunstone's going to have an out to freeze to it. So I think they might try and just keep this in the open and let him play a hit on it, and hopefully they can remove his thereafter. Get their easy deuce that way.
Yeah, doesn't want to set up a double. That's key.
Yep.
Right? Hopefully going to stretch out the house here. Do you anticipate him to be kind of top 12 on the other side behind that Yellowstone?
Yeah, just maybe a little tuck underneath of it, but not showing the whole thing.
Linea buona. Linea perfetta. Linea perfetta. Linea
So they
perfetta.
might be looking at actually bringing this a little bit deeper.
Solo sta.
Sweepers are getting on it. Definitely trying to sweep it deep as
Set up a tough angle for a double. Or if he wants to hit the shot stone, it's going to be back house.
Matteo Giovanelli sitting there already starting to scrape as they pull this one deep. Listening to Matt Dunstone and BJ Neufeld here as they strategize Matt's last shot here in the first end.
Right away, he went for the double. He'll be, of course, rolling his shooter out of the rings, but then that'll set up for the blank end in the first end. I presume he'll be having decent weight on this one, maybe a little bit of an up weight in order to make sure that if that does stuff on that back one, it gets spinning off. That other one is back house, so it doesn't have far to roll out, make that double.
Matt Dunstone here, his final rock in the first, looking for the double.
Oh, nicely done.
What a shot there by Matt Dunstone without the hammer here in one. Gets the double.
A routine shot for him.
Absolutely. Now as we get ready for the final rock from Team Retornaz, obviously looking to throw this one away.
So maybe this is a good time too to talk, Evan, about directionless sweeping. Yeah. These elite athletes and sweepers, and a good example is the Italian team, known by many maybe to be the best sweepers in the world.
So at the end of the first end, we get a blank, a dreaded blank. I hate the blank. You guys, you competitive curlers, you use them when you need to. But at the end of one, Team Retornaz will retain the hammer as they will go against Team Dunstone and get a new strategy for the second end. We'll take a moment here to thank a few of our sponsors.
If they need that rock to be straighter, where Ben Hebert is on the right side of the rock, then that actually can straighten out that rock a lot.
So for our sponsors that we currently have here at the Astec Safety Challenge, our presenting sponsor, Wild Rose Pump and Compression, Utility Safety Partners, It's Time Promotions, Musgrave Agencies, sponsor of the VIP Lounge, MNP, Arby's Fan Zone, L&L Oilfield, Fountain Tire, Canadian Angus, Boundary Ford, the Lloydminster Exhibition Association, Bar Engineering, Industrial Scientific, the Tent Guys, Jason Arden and Associates and Cooperators, Velocity Truck Centers, Strathcona Resources, Bandit Energy, T-Bar 1, Kelro Pump and Mechanical, Baxton Construction, RL Electric Motor Rewinding, the Synergy Credit Union, the Gold Horse Casino, our media sponsors, the GOAT 1061 The Goat, Host Hotel, the Border Inn and Suites, obviously the host, the Lloydminster Curling Club, and the City of Lloydminster. Events like this don't happen, Tyson, without great sponsorship, and we thank them very much for the opportunity for us to host this event here in Lloydminster.
It's amazing to see that long list of sponsors, and a huge shout out to them. They've been great in supporting this event and coming down and enjoying the games, watching themselves.
So after a blank team, Retornaz retains hammer. What did you see out of that first end that we need to change so we can get some offense here in the second end, Tice?
Yeah, so, just getting a few more guards in play, and that's what they've done here on the first couple. They've got the center guard up by Dunstone, and Retornaz has put up the corner guard. So we're looking like we might get a little bit more junk in play and see a few more rocks in the rings a little bit longer into that end.
So as a guy who's played a lot of competitive curling, young junior, you look up at the board, at the wall, and you see these banners, and I see Tyson Armstrong, playing in these competitive events. It's interesting with some of the new rule changes. Do you feel with the tick zone and now playing with a 5-rock rule, has it changed the way you as a competitive player look and strategize the game?
You bet. Yeah, no, it definitely adds a different element to the game. Of course, when they expanded things and went to the 5-rock rule, that changed the game. But adding that no tick rule, that allows that team who needs to steal to set up those center guards and not have them removed or pushed around. Really changes how many rocks you can get in play early into the end and last a little bit longer there. Of course, wait until the 6th stone to remove them. So it's a nice little change. I think there's maybe some mixed reactions with the teams on the competitive tours, but overall it does provide for a little bit more on the fan experience, having a few more rocks into the rings and less of just the clearing things out early on.
Matteo Giovanella with his second shot here in the second end.
Just a little deeper than what he was hoping for there. Maybe just catching him up. Usually the second end is a time when the ice will just start to keen up a little bit more compared to that first end. So that might have just caught him a little bit off guard on that one. Slid about probably 4 feet deeper than what he was hoping for.
Colton Lott here from Team Dunstone with his first. Looking like a board weight peel, wanting to stick around in the rings.
Clean. Whoa. Clean. Clean. Oh. Clean. Go.
Roll over a little bit in front of that red rock.
They got to get this one to go. They got a small piece, but not enough. So maybe just something on the line call there that just we're hoping that it was going to move a little bit more earlier, and it didn't.
So for those of you watching the event online, we'd love to know where you're tuning in from. We're sitting here watching the chat. If any of you have any analytical questions you're looking for answers for, make sure you ask Tyson. Don't ask me. And obviously, we'd like to know where you're tuning in from, and if there's any questions or anything we can answer for you, we'll definitely do that throughout the broadcast. And also, if you're watching it on the live feed, feel free to share it on your social media channels. Let's get as many people across the country watching this outstanding matchup between the world number 18, Team Dunstone, and the world number 1 team, Team Retornaz, here at the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center at the Astec Safety Challenge.
So nice run back double there for Sebastiano Armand. And he sets up for a little bit of a corner guard there, which really worked in their favor as well. So, got rid of everything in the center and can utilize that later.
Colton Lott here with his second. What is Skip Dunstone looking for here, Tice?
Go. Hard line.
Well, now they're going to have to use the guards that they have in place. So they're going to look at utilizing that red corner guard and tuck one around, but keeping it top. Yeah, they're coming a little bit deeper here.
Maybe a little easier than trying to
Maybe a little warm with the weight there.
have it. They could throw that intern with it.
After you first shot and you overthrow it or you don't get the execution
Desideri
you're
far
looking for,
questo.
does that play into your head with your next shot, or do you
Che
can you flush
velocità
it? As a
penses?
competitive guy like yourself, are
Con
you
che
able to flush
velocità
it right away, or
spingi?
is it in the back of your mind?
Yeah, it's something definitely that you think about for the next stone, and hopefully you maybe get another one right away.
Simboni.
But if it's, you got to reset into the next end and consider that when you're sliding out for your next draw attempt, of course. It's one of those things that help reset is a good conversation with either the skip or maybe the sweepers on that one. Get a feel for
Sì, per non lasciare questa doppia qua.
what happened with that rock. Why did it go a little bit deeper? Was it, did it track a little bit or was I just actually really heavy with my weight? Then they've got a clear understanding of it for the next go around.
Now this week, the organizing committee brought in John Wall for the ice making. I was told that they were sharpening the rocks earlier in the week. They were getting the ice ready. Being a guy that plays a lot here at the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center, did you see a huge difference in the ice this week as they worked along with Brian McCloskey and Graydon Lewis?
Yeah, absolutely. So John has done a phenomenal job with the ice, working with Brian McCloskey and Graydon Lomas, the team here in Lloydminster. We got a great ice team here. We've had great ice for the last couple of seasons and really want to continue that forward. John took it to that next level. He was able to, tweak a few things on some of the pebbling on the ice and as well, tighten up those rocks or sharpen up those rocks a little bit for some extra curl. So we've definitely seen a little bit more, 5.5, 6 feet in curl. Whereas in the past, probably we're getting about 3.5, 4.5 feet of curl. So definitely getting a little bit more curl out of those rocks, which is really nice to see.
So that 5 to 6 feet of curl in a curling rink, that's not normal, right?
Yeah, so for club curling rinks, you wouldn't see that. That's usually, when ice is made for arena ice, for some of those top events, those Grand Slam events, those Briars, the Scotties, that's when you see that bigger swing on the ice. And for club curling, you don't get that a lot. So it is kind of a treat to be able to see that here this weekend and probably continue on through the next few weeks for sure.
Yeah, so for league play, on Tuesday, I got here early enough to see the seniors curling. They were having some fun with the ice, I can tell you that. There were, again, not a whole lot of brooms being used in the seniors curling, and you had skips basically putting their, setting the guys up, aiming them at the ends or the perimeter of the sheet. So it was fun to watch. But again, fantastic job by the ice crew here this week.
Yeah, phenomenal job. It's amazing what they've turned the ice surface into, and phenomenal job by Astec Safety on the event that they've put on here this weekend. From everything from setting up the stands on sheet 1, having some fan experience out there, having the VIP lounge on sheet 8, everything that you guys have been able to put together at Astec Safety has been amazing. Huge shout out to Jeff and Caitlin Mulligan and their whole team on putting everything together there. And again, a big shout out to all the sponsors, because none of this would be able to be achieved without those sponsors jumping on board.
You're absolutely right, Tice. And also, you can't do great things without great people. And you definitely need a ton of volunteers to make an event like this go off. And when people had the opportunity to sign up to volunteer, it was in groves. We had tons of people signing up, wanting to be a part of it, wanting to be a part of a world-class event. And, Tice, I was looking through my Facebook page, and you know how you get those memories, right?
Yeah.
You get fond memories of different things you've done. And exactly 10 years to the day, Hockey Day in Canada was here in 2014. Now we're here with another world-class event on the world stage, the Astec Safety Challenge. It just goes to show what Lloydminster is capable of and what the volunteers want to do. They want to be a part of it, and they make it happen every single time.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly that volunteer group came together and has done a very good job of, keeping everything under wraps throughout the weekend. And yeah, you know what? Having as many people in the yellow Aztec safety volunteer shirts is great to see out here.
Amos Mosaner stepping in here. Team Retornaz trying to find 2. Where do we see Team Retornaz here? What is he looking for to try and find a way to 2?
He's trying to figure out what he needs to do with that top Dunstone stone right now, right? It's a good control stone for them, so they've got to make a play on it. Look at using some quiet weight and pushing that one around.
For these guys, this shot looks easy. For the average guy, finding this across the face and pumping it through that back port without rattling and is not easy.
No, it is not. Finding the right weight, being comfortable throwing that weight, and of course judging that line. They missed the line call a little bit on that one, but we're able to remove the stone, so they accomplished one of the 2 goals there on that shot.
So Dunstone without hammer here in the second, obviously wants to make life difficult here on Retornaz, trying to force him to 1 to get the hammer back.
Seems pretty close to draw to the button here.
He's going to be looking at bringing this right down towards that
I'd 15-8 on
number 1 counter there for Team Retornaz, sitting just on the edge of the 4-foot.
35-40. Yeah. Hit. Top 4.
Top 4, you heard it there from Matt Dunstone, wants top 4. Matt Dunstone with his first rock, saying it's heavy right out of the hand. No sweeping at all from the guys. Need something to dig in here.
Get back 8.
It's good to communicate with those sweepers right away, just so they don't jump it out of his hands. They saw a little bit of an extra push on it, so didn't want to oversweep it. It's just that little bit, about a foot extra weight, and that was all it was. A little chap off, and it allows Retornaz now the opportunity to hit and roll away or hit and flop under and get a couple buried.
D'accordo.
Is there any possible way that Retornaz can get those 2 yellow stones out of there? Or are they even looking at the other yellow?
They're not overly concerned with it right yet, as it is the 4th counter. So, I mean, it could be something that if they hit and roll over into the open, they try and put themselves in front of that yellow stone and maybe can make it challenging for them to get rid of it if they were to attack it.
So there to help them down the road if they need it.
Absolutely.
Team Retornaz here. Looking to peel that yellow one out there. And if you're skipping this game, Tyson, you're throwing this shot, where do you want to leave that shooter?
Yeah, I'd probably play the little hit and flop underneath. You get 2 tucked underneath there. Matt is going to try and freeze or corner to them again. But if you've got 2 underneath there, he might be too high with his corner freeze to be even up counting them. So it's going to be a tricky shot for Matt if he hits and rolls under here.
Retornaz, his first shot. 2.
Back and forth with sweep here. Got to be close.
Roll it.
Got the roll.
Oh, nice shot.
Great execution by
Very nice.
the world number 1. He's now sitting 1, 2, and 3.
Catch a replay here on that for everyone. You can see the guard up top there, and he rolls underneath of it. So no shot really for him to remove those 2 stones. Instead, he's going to have to either try and corner to them or maybe even tuck around behind them.
Starting to get some comments on the live chat. We've got people reaching out from Newfoundland. Good afternoon or good evening to you guys out there. And Ajax, Ontario tuning in. Obviously, lots of interest across the country as these guys are getting prepared for obviously a big event here, but an even bigger event next week in Red Deer, Alberta, as another Grand Slam rolls around. And the Retornaz team, 3 in a row.
Yeah, so they're looking to accomplish a cool feat of making it 4 straight. They've been dominant this year with those slam events, and it'll be pretty cool to see what they can do next weekend at that event there.
I think we ought to hope it spins off. 7/8 high is perfect.
Team Dunstone here with his last rock here in 2. What do you do to clean up a little bit of this mess and limit the damage?
So it looks like he's going for the run back here. You can run that back and clean up 2 of those stones and roll that guard out as well. And then that'll just leave a draw for Retornaz for his 2.
Big shot for Matt Dunstone. Needs to move some red rocks out of the rings. And here we go. Rock is out of his hands and going. Sweepers are on it
Sweep
quick.
right off the go.
And
That was a tough one for him there.
not the shot that Matt Dunstone was looking for, as he has left the door open.
The sweepers picked that up right away.
Absolutely. An open draw for 4 here in the second end. I guess that's why you blanked the first, hey, Tice?
Yeah, you take that hammer coming into the second, and they capitalize, or about to capitalize on that with a big 4 in the second end.
So needing full 8 for Team Retornaz. Skip Joel Retornaz getting into the half.
Just switching up the turn on that one.
Feeling more comfortable with the outturn.
Must be feeling a little bit more comfortable, and the other thing with that would be is if for some reason it catches, maybe his weight is a little bit up and it catches and it runs a little bit straighter on him, then he can kind of just chop off one of the ones in the forefoot there and still get his 4.
Safety first.
Absolutely.
Joel Retornaz with his final rock here, second at the Astec safety. Looking a draw for 4. Sweepers are cleaning it.
They like the weight.
Needs full 8 foot.
Sweepers got that in there.
No problem there for Team Retornaz as they get 4 in the second end. At the end of 2, Retornaz 4, Dunstone no score. We'll take a moment to play some commercials for our sponsors here at the Astec Safety Challenge in Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan.
Hi there. I'm Joseph Rosenberg, the Contact Center Manager for Utility Safety Partners, and we're very proud to be a sponsor of the Astec Safety Challenge. Now, when you're competing in a bonspiel, you gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried and plan each shot. And in life, when you've gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried, well, you have to plan, and that plan needs to involve utility safety partners. When bumping that object in front of you is not an option.
The official soundtrack to Canada's only border city, 1061, The Goat. Stay connected with mylloydminsternow.com.
Put death by rock and roll.
Cause I'm alive. A Lloydminster legend.
I listen all day.
Everything that rocks.
Time to rock.
1061, The Goat.
Welcome back to Team Dunstone versus Team Retornaz in the third end at the Astec Safety Challenge. I am joined by an extremely special guest from Team Goskins, the second, Jaap Van Dorp. Welcome to the broadcast. How are you doing today?
Thanks very much. I'm doing very well.
How has, obviously, not the result you guys were hoping for over the course of the week, but taking the opportunity to come up and join us, do a little color commentary. How has your experience been with your team this week here at the Astec Safety Challenge?
Well, it's been a great event for sure. We really enjoyed being here, and of course, as top level athletes, you really want to win, and we didn't really do that as much as we would have liked this week. So, of course, disappointed about that. But the event's been amazing. Organization has been great. Fans have been really nice. The atmosphere here is just fantastic, and yeah, really enjoyed being in Lloyd.
Fantastic. And all the way from the Netherlands, for those of you on the broadcast, if you have any questions that you want to ask Jap, please put them into the chat. I'll make sure I ask them here. We're going to get them to provide some great color commentary and some strategy on what these guys are up to on the ice. But for everyone at home, obviously not the result you guys wanted, but unbelievable experience to play against some of the top teams in the world.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the field is really good in this event, and that's what you're really looking for if you play these kind of tournaments. For us, it's all like preparation going towards the bigger goals of playing at the World Championships, collecting points to hopefully qualify for the Olympics. And yeah, you want to play against the best, and that's definitely what we've been doing here. We've played against actually some of the teams that are out in the ice right now. We've played Retornaz, Sturmey, and yeah, of course it's been all great games that we've played. So field's been great. The ice has also been really good, and yeah, that really helps also being able to make good shots and provide some good curling for you guys to watch.
It has been outstanding, and a comment in the chat. It's great to be able to watch curling on the live feed, and we've truly enjoyed bringing it to everybody. Being able to get viewers all the way from overseas in the Netherlands, Scotland, and then over in Switzerland earlier today, we had people watching as Team Schwaller was on the ice, and now obviously people in Canada are getting pretty jacked up about Team Gushu playing tonight and being able to watch them on the live stream. But you guys came into town quite early. You guys got here on Tuesday, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we actually flew in on Saturday to Edmonton, did some training there as well. Took advantage of the fact that you guys have a lot of good curling rings around with good ice.
Absolutely.
And yeah, then we came over here and also did some training here.
Excellent.
And yeah, it's been nice.
So on Wednesday, we had the junior development camp here.
Yep.
And your whole team was here.
That's right.
What kind of experience was that for you guys, getting out with all those junior curlers, being able to share some of your knowledge? What did you enjoy most about that afternoon?
Well, it's always fun to give back to the kids and make sure you share with them a little bit about the experience that you've been able to gather over the years. And yeah, I think the kids really enjoyed it as well. I was able to talk a little bit about the drag effect and angles and stuff that you guys maybe also talk about on the live stream over here.
Yep.
But some of the kids never heard about it, some did. So it's always good to teach them something, but mainly just give them some enthusiasm by being able to share the fact that a top level athlete that they see on TV is there to share something with them. And Team Botcher was organizing the whole thing. It's always great for those kids to see their role models in real life and really get inspired by that. And we hope that we contribute to that a little bit as well. And yeah, hopefully the kids will continue to curl and perhaps even get to this level themselves.
There was a ton of smiles, a lot of happy kids. And we were really excited to be able to share that with the teams that were here, and yourself, your guys' team, Team Goskins, Team Parent was obviously out there as well.
Yep.
Team Retornaz showed up to give some tips, and obviously Team Botcher is the host team. So it was a great evening. But now that we should probably get back to the game, I'm sure people don't want to hear about. They want to hear what's going on. This is a huge game in the C event qualifier. Team Retornaz versus Team Dunstone. 4-0 right now for Team Retornaz.
Yeah, that was a big score in the previous end.
Big score in the previous end. Right now for Team Retornaz, we've got Sebastiano Armand stepping in for his second shot. What are we looking for here for Team Retornaz? What are they looking for now with a big lead like this?
Well, they're just trying to keep things simple for sure. Of course, it's all about making sure you eliminate the opponent's rocks. And they're even just playing a big weight here, trying to get rid of the yellow one that Dunstone just froze on top of the reds. Actually, just chipped the red one and
see on the replay here.
A little bit of a redirect, so it didn't quite remove it.
Came down, chipped the red onto the yellow. all the Reds go,
Yeah.
which definitely cleans up the house, but Dunstone left with one in the house. For Matt Dunstone, after you give up a tough one in the second, how do you get yourself back? How do you regain your confidence? You've got lots of ends to go, 6 ends to go in the game. How do you get yourself back in the game and bounce back from a tough end?
Well, that's all about mental toughness, and all of these teams also do a lot of work on that. I know also Dunstone has done a lot of work on that to make sure that they get to this level. So they'll know what to do for themselves in the team to keep a positive atmosphere, and at least make sure that they just look at very simple. We're now in the third end. We got hammer. Just take a two back, and then you're back in the game. Then you can slowly start chipping away at them. And yeah, you know it's going to be tough. You know you have to fight back. So you're going to have to put some rocks in play and maybe get a little lucky sometimes. But it looks like they just did on that one that Sebastiano was throwing. So let's see if they can score two from here.
Big shot here from Team Retornaz looking for the run back. And they do get the run back.
Actually pick off the other one as well. That's a big bonus for them.
Absolutely. Leaving one in the rings from Team Dunstone.
It's a smart play to actually try and remove that one because this is the easiest angle to actually hit out a rock in the house. What we've seen this far in the event is if you play peel weight and you try to run something straight back, there's a very big chance that you still leave your shooter in the play. And that's not really something that Team Retornaz is looking for right now. So they just try to pick off the guard and hopefully get the other one in. And they get that. So good job for them.
That's why Jap plays in these events and I don't. Great color commentary right there, right from the inside, trying to fit as he gives some great insight, as we're very excited to have you up here with us and providing us some feedback. So growing up in the Netherlands, who did you look up to? Who was your inspiration to get into the game of curling?
Well, not really any inspiration to get into it. I watched it a couple times on TV. Some European teams mostly, watching European championships. And yeah, I quite like the game, but didn't know that much about it as long as I didn't play it myself. But yeah, I started out in our hometown, Zoetermeer. They have a dedicated curling rink there, the only one in the Netherlands. And yeah, I just fell in love with the game right away. So just enjoyed the whole team atmosphere and the fact that it's so both technical and tactical. And yeah, from there on, started playing more and more.
Absolutely.
And yeah, still loving the sport.
BJ Neufeld here, looking to come in behind that red Retornaz stone, trying to get this one above the tee line. Guys haven't been sweeping it at all. Looks like it could be a touch heavy.
Yeah, well, as long as it sits in the house, it should be okay. I don't really see Retornaz freezing on this anytime soon. They're probably gonna
try and pick
try
that one out.
hit it out. Yeah.
Right.
So probably play like a hack weight and see if they can still tap it out. That's the only danger if you're a little bit deep, that it's less far out of the house to hit.
Obviously, Team Retornaz doesn't want to get a lot of rocks in play.
Exactly.
They want to keep things as clean as possible, and eliminate opportunities is clearly the name of the game right now. Deep in the third end, as Joel Retornaz is coming down to make his first shot in the third end. Let's listen in to what the skip might be up to.
Sì, sì, la che Benjamin.
Really wanting to keep things clean here and looking to run his own guard back onto the yellow.
Oh, no get.
But ends up peeling his guard.
Yep. Amos Massaner on that quite a bit to try and hold it straight, but just overcurled. But not too bad of a result for them.
So now for Matt Dunstone, his first shot here in the third. Do we Where do you expect him to leave this one so they can try and find a way to claw themselves back into it?
Well, they're really looking to make sure they don't leave a double. The best way to do that is probably just split the house. Make sure
Okay.
they throw it on the out turn, so towards the left, as we see it on the screen now, and make sure that you're on the same height as the other rock that they already have in the house. So just back 4. That'll probably be an ideal spot. Just within the 8 foot should be okay. But even if it's 12 foot, as long as the height is the same, then there should be no double.
Matt Dunstone with his first rock here in the third. You can hear from Jap trying to get it even with that other yellow stone in the back of the house here. Trying not to set up the double. Really important as this team tries to work their way back into this game. Still early, lots of rocks to be thrown. Guys
Sweepers
are cleaning
on
this
it.
one back. Good brush trying to drag it back as far as they can and as wide as they can. And a good shot there from Matt Dunstone.
Yep. You see, you did the job there because Joel is not even taking on a double. Just trying to hit the rock that's shot right now.
Looking to peel this one out, Joel Retornaz with his last rock here in the third end.
He'll probably try to still even stick around with this shot rock and make Matt Dunstone throw a hit on his last as well.
Yep.
Of course, fully expecting him to make it, but at least it's another challenge. Unless if you roll out, then it's just a free draw to the house.
At this level, mistakes are very rare.
Very rare, of course.
At my level, a lot of mistakes. Mistakes everywhere at my level. We'll see what Matt and BJ looking to
Is it gonna curl like my control waiter did in the first?
looking to find the hit on this one and stick for 2.
Okay.
Yeah, nice bit of communication just to reassure that they're putting the broom down at the right spot. Giving some confidence for Matt to throw his last and make sure they're getting the nose hit.
Matt with his last shot here in the third, looking to hit and stick for 2. Needs this to get his team back on track. Settling into the hack here. Getting ready to throw. Matt Dunstone. Looking to find 2.
Curl.
Calling the curl pretty early.
Instantly
Oh,
calling
there we
for the
go.
curl. Rock's starting to go now.
Should be all good. Clean it down to the nose hit. Nice.
And that's 2 for Matt Dunstone here in the third. Joined by Jap Van Dorp from Team Goskins in the Netherlands. One last question for you before you go over to the other game. I know
Yep.
Daryl and Evan are looking forward to getting you over there. What's next for the team? Where are you guys heading next, and what are you looking for?
Well, we're flying home and getting home on Tuesday, and then the next event is flying out on Wednesday, going to Switzerland. So that's the next one, and then we have a couple weeks that we're just training at home. Then 2 more events before the World Championships in Switzerland, end of March. So yeah, that's going to be the season for us.
Do you have any room in your bag for me? I could go to Switzerland. I'll be there. I can stretch you guys out, whatever you need, and get you back in. But thank you very much for taking the time to join us up here for an end. And I know these guys over here are looking forward to getting you so you can give some insight on Team Botcher and Team Sturmey.
Yeah, we'll do that as well.
Thank you to you and your entire team for taking the time to volunteer, be a part of the junior event, be a part of this spiel, and coming up here and sharing some time and giving us a great color commentary.
Yeah, of course.
This game.
Anytime. One more remark from my side as the last time. I really also enjoy the live stream that you guys put up. Thanks for doing all the commentating and all of the camera work. The fans and family back home also really enjoyed it, I heard. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much, Jap. We appreciate it. That's Jap Van Dorp from Team Goskins signing off, moving over to the other streams. If you want to hear some great analysis, tune on into that other game. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
We will get Tyson back in here because we definitely don't want to leave me on my own because we know I'll get out of control. So we'll get Tyson back, hopefully. as he can help out as we get back to the fourth end here. Matt Dunstone was able to find Tyson, get his team back on the board, but does lose Hammer moving forward into the fourth end. Good end for Dunstone. Little confidence back. How do you now? What do you do? Are you trying to force Retornaz to one to get the hammer back, or are you trying to steal now?
Rebound after that. That was awesome just to get that 2 back right after getting 4 scored against yourself. They've done the first task at hand and now focusing on this end. Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be going hard for a steal. They would like to go into that fourth end break only being down 1, and things can really turn around thereafter for them. So I'm quite certain they'll be trying hard for the steal here and kind of junking things up here.
Couple comments out there on the live stream. Great to be able to watch curling. Thank you. Hey, we're happy to provide it. It's been a blast to be on the live cast and to have these games being broadcasted. And then thank you for the live stream. Another year, we would love to be there in person. And we would love to have you here in Lloydminster, but I'll remind you, it was minus 53 with the wind chill this morning. So hopefully next year when we have the second annual Astec Safety Challenge, you're able to be here and you can enjoy it. So thank you very much for the comments. If anyone has any other questions, you're wondering what's going on, anything we can provide, we're happy to do it. Love to know where you're tuning in from, so please throw that into the chat as well, as we've got a great battle between Team Retornaz and Team Dunstone, as they are in a battle, 4-2 for Team Retornaz. Tyson's got the clock out. What are you seeing? Are we seeing the ice slowing up a little bit, or is it getting faster?
This draw right here, back 8, it was 14-3 on the hog to hog. So, it's running about where it has been throughout the weekend here. Things on this sheet maybe a little bit straighter as compared with yesterday, but with that colder weather that we have out here today, like Kyle was mentioning, colder weather, it's going to be a little bit straighter during these games here today. And as there's less and less teams out on the ice, that'll also change the air temperature a little bit. So we're still got decent amount of curl, 3.5, 4 feet, but just kind of adapting to that and changing to that on their draws and adjusting on their takeouts as well.
Colton Lott here with his shot here in the fourth end. Haven't touched this one yet.
Line's good. Okay, still room.
Saying the line is good, right where they want it. Now they're going to get on it here at the end.
Going to try and just let this walk in and sit on the corner. It's a pretty good shot there.
I had 14 for
Team Retornaz now. Obviously, they don't want to relax play. So, what does he do now? How is he going to clean some of this up? Does he take out the guards, or does he make his way down into what's going on in the house?
Yeah, of course, these guys are the cleanup experts. So they're going to be looking at double peel here and getting it across the face of the secondary one, running it back into the one that they just put in there. Let's see what he can do here.
Sebastiano Armand.
Sweeping on it right away. All right, so they get the double peel, spill their shooter off as a corner guard. That's a great result. The double and the run back into the stuff in the house can be a bit aggressive and can work out fine, but the double peel and the spill off is perfect.
So you were doing some homework earlier. Team Retornaz obviously has had a big year.
You bet.
A lot of wins, a lot of big spiels. Their record this year is what?
They have played 59 games and they are 52-7. So that's an unbelievable record. Outstanding season they're having. Of course, winning 3 Grand Slam events this year. They've got 4 Grand Slam titles under their belt as well. So they've won a back-to-back Masters in 22 and 2023. Of course, winning the Tour Challenge this year and the National as well this year. They're going to be they're going to be hosting the 2026 Winter Olympics. So they're going to be getting excited for that. And you know what? They're going to be the squad to beat at the Olympics. So I know as they're approaching that, their country's going to be getting excited about curling and excited about their play.
So this is their 60th game of the year.
Yeah.
That is, not in 2024. This combined 23 and 24. But 60 games so far this year at this kind of level. What kind of wear and tear does that have on your body as a competitive curler, trying to be mentally in it 60 games a year and physically in it?
Yeah, you're never gonna have that perfect game every game. So those teams know that, and they've had a couple games this weekend where maybe things didn't go their way, and they just took some time afterwards, regroup, figure out what went wrong, and then bounce back and get a win thereafter. So these teams as well work out quite a bit and keep their bodies in great shape. So, they're also focusing on that and making sure that that's kept at 100%.
And again this morning, Team Retornaz's vehicle didn't start. So, we got a phone call this morning, the organizing committee saying these guys need a ride. Does that play into their first game this morning at all? Or does it not phase guys like this? Stuff happens like that all the time.
I'm sure it's probably something, they're going to have little kinks along the way that happen during the season that's going to throw them for a bit of a curve before a game here or there. Might have been the first time that they haven't had a car start for them, but with the cold weather that we're having here, I think they handled it okay, and they were able to bounce back from that.
Yeah, obviously getting a big win against Team Pierce in the 12 o'clock draw to get themselves into this matchup against Team Dunstone. Sebas, then Amos Mozart right there with the shot, clearing up the guard. Clearing things up. Matt Dunstone now trying to find a way to create some offense without the hammer here in 4.
How many more stones?
Well,
yeah.
You're supposed to be the accountant.
No, I was just gonna say, how many more stones does he go with a guard? And that's what he's looking at now, is putting one back 8, freezing on the one that's just biting the back 8. Like Matt had said there, any up front just leaves him an opportunity for a double, whereas he can draw back to the one back 8. They can. Retornaz can smash the front 2, and then Matt can work on something from there.
BJ Neufeld here, settling in for his second shot in the 4th end here at the Astec Safety Challenge.
Good line.
Presented by Wild Rose Pump and Compression.
Get a room. Room.
Sounds like the line is good now. It's all about the weight.
Room. Always Colts.
The sweepers feel like it's there. Starting to come down here.
Be all the way to it.
Wants to get it all the way.
Starting to grind.
Hard brush here from Colton Law, trying to get it there.
Oh, good sweep.
Good sweep to get there. Does he want that one touching?
Yeah, ideally it would just be right frozen to it. They got her nice and close. See where they left those angles. Yeah, it'll be close for catching that on the way by, whether or not it drives by or not.
That's real color commentary, folks. Guy's looking at the angles, got his stopwatch out. I can tell you I don't, but I like Tyson Armstrong, who's played a ton of competitive minutes in his own right, and providing some outstanding insight into what these guys are thinking about, how this game's played at such a high level, having competed here this week against some of these great teams. Is that obviously the highlight of your year, Tice, or do you have any more Bonspiels coming up?
Yeah, no Bonspiels on the competitive tour. I'll have a Oilman's Bonspiel locally here in Lloydminster coming up in March, and of course helping run the Viv Backer Junior Bonspiel here the first weekend of February for any junior curlers out there who are looking at entering a Bonspiel. That'll be February 2nd to 4th. It's there's 2 divisions, under 20 and 20 and under and 14 and under. Lots of prizes and a great event for kids to come out, learn curling, and enjoy a fun competitive or recreational atmosphere.
So, what got you into the game, guys? Being a young guy growing up in Lloydminster, where it always seems like hockey's king in Canada, but the curling club has been vibrant for a long, long time. I lived in Lloydminster for a long time myself. Spent a lot of time in this building. Not as much on the curling ice. I was a little bit more on the grass. What drew you to the game? What brought you in and got you up to the competitive level that you're playing now?
Yeah, so similar to yourself, I grew up golfing quite a bit as well.
Absolutely.
But mom and dad showing me curling as well. So being from a curling family, I was involved in it pretty quickly at an early age, starting at age 8 and continuing on up until now. I also did play hockey all the way up until grade 9, I think it was. And eventually you reach a point where you can't play the two together and you got to make that decision.
Not at a high level.
Not at a high level, no. Definitely not at a high level for the hockey. I enjoyed it for sure, but I chose the curling, and the team of 4 was much funner to work with and easier to manage, I found. So I really enjoyed curling career and what it can bring me for the future as well.
Curling, again, much like golf, game you can do forever. There's a social side to it. There's the competitive side to it, as you had this week. A real cool moment when you guys came out on the ice for your first game, playing out on sheet 2, and you got the opportunity to play with your older brother Ryan, who I've gone to battle with on the golf course.
Absolutely, yeah.
But tell me what it's like to come out here and play with your dad.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. Dad and I have curled together over the years. We get to curl together for the Women's Bonspiel every year, and we really enjoy that. And you know what? It's been a few years since the 3 of us have got to curl together. So we curled Northern Playdowns in 2020, right before kind of the world kind of shut down there for a bit. And we've played some other competition in the past. In Saskatchewan, we did some playdowns in the past with him as well. So it is nice to be able to get together and curl with him, and as well with our lead Al. So we've curled with Al Demetrician for, I think it's been about 8 or 9 years, and he's been a great addition. Great, almost like another brother to us. So we've really enjoyed curling with him over the years, and it was a special weekend to be able to enjoy that with both my dad and brother as well.
Yeah, and again, as we get a little bit older, you take for granted the opportunities that you have to play with your parents, and it was very cool to see your dad out playing with you guys, and you could see at the end of the third game that you guys had the smile on his face, the memories that were made, ones that you'll definitely know he'll remember, and to probably getting closer to the end of his real competitive games. So being able to share that with you and your brother Ryan, it was probably a very special moment for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's something that was pretty neat for him to be able to circle back to the original event, the Wayside Classic. He had the ability to play in that back in the 90s and 2000s. So he curled it in, I know, at least a couple times. So he enjoyed curling against some of those top players back then. It was nice for him to be able to circle back and play in this event, the Astec Safety Challenge.
Absolutely. As Matt Dunstone sets in for his first rock here in the 4th end, what is Matt trying to do without hammer? What's the next step here to try and get something to stick around?
So right here, it looks like he's trying to come in off the one in the 8-foot, play a double, and just sit right there. Believe that was the call.
Matt Dunstone's first shot. Yep. Looking for the double red takeout and have it sit right on top of the button.
Bringing the heat.
1, 2,
boom.
Tap, sit. Sitting 3, big shot from
nice
Matt
shot
Dunstone.
by Matt.
As he's going to put a little bit of pressure on Joel Retornaz.
E non può sbagliare tanto, eh? No. So se... Che altro posso fare? Niente. Che non è abbastanza completa.
Matteo Giovanni and Joel Retornaz figuring out what the next step is here. And I apologize to anybody out there. I have no idea what they're saying in Italian. Tyson, I don't know if you're up on your Italian. I think they were just talking about what a great lunch they had here at the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center. It was Italian. Had some lasagna. So I think that's probably what they're talking about as they're getting ready to throw this rock. No, probably not. But again, Joel Retornaz stepping in here. Wanting to clean up some of these yellow rocks in the house.
Mama! Hi!
Sweeping hard for the curl here.
Want to keep this online. Gets jam.
Okay, so, only get one of those yellows to go. Eliminated the back red as well.
Opportunity here for Dunstone.
Absolutely.
Obviously wanting to steal, wanting to create some points for himself, but most importantly, trying to limit Joel Retornaz to 1 so he can get the hammer back and go at it here in N5. If this was you, Tice, obviously you got to get the red out, but where do you want your stone to roll?
Yeah, you're probably roll. rolling a little bit into that yellow.
Now, with Retornaz only having one shot left, is he better off to leave his shot right there on top and making Joel Retornaz have to draw for the full 4?
You know, you could try and find, it's tough to actually hit that on the beak, right? That's going to jam on that back yellow.
Yep.
So they're going to have to try and hit that, you know, 3/4 to half stone on either side. It looks like they're going to be hitting it into half side on the right-hand side where we're looking at it here, and just come into that other yellow there. And then if he can sit right just biting the 4-foot, it cuts down that surface area, that 4-foot area where Joel will have a chance to draw into for his single. Just making that draw a little bit more challenging.
Last shot here for Matt Dunstone in 4. Looking to peel this red rock out of there and have his shooter stick around to make it tough on Retornaz to get one.
Smidge out to start.
Ryan Harnden, Colton Lott getting on it now.
Here it comes.
Trying to find it. They get it through. Very little roll. And they pop it out. Good shot there by Matt Dunstone. 2 very solid shots here.
You see the replay?
I was looking for that back. I was looking for that back. Now.
Good shot there. Gets it through and out. Now, Joel Retornaz needs a full 4. Well, not full 4. Just needs to be biting the 4. As he loads up for his final shot here in 4. Comfortable shot for him, Tice?
Yeah, I mean, drawing's his bread and butter. He's that's why he's throwing the skip stones, so he feels pretty comfortable with this shot. Hitting 4-foot, my guess is he's going to come pretty close to right on the button.
Guys are cleaning it here, making sure that nothing happens to it before it gets to the 4-foot. And it does. Joel Retornaz with the single here in 4 at the Astec Safety Challenge. We have a very interesting game as it's now 5-2 for Retornaz over Dunstone. We'll take a minute for a commercial break. Tyson and I signing off here for a minute. We'll be right back.
Astec Safety. This must be the place, boys.
Huh. That's about right. Looks like this is where the engineers hang out. Nice spot.
Here's something else that's cool under pressure.
Great tour, but where's our man Brett? I don't know. All right, normally he's bailing me out. Roll reversal, baby. There he is. Rescue mode. Putting out fires for these guys already. Okay.
Astec Safety. This must be the place, boys.
And after 4 ends here in this C event playoff, Team Retornaz sitting at 5, Team Dunstone with 2 as this end gets started. as we look over to sheet number 5 in the other qualifier, we have got Team Botcher versus Team Sturmey. I'm not sure what happened in their fourth end. Oh, they're just going into their fourth.
They're just starting into it, yeah.
Wow, Team Botcher a little slow, but if we look over, after 3, Botcher has stolen 3 ends in a row. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, as they're up 4-0 on Team Sturmey. Looking for them to get back in the game, but Team Botcher had a rough start to the week. Loss in their first game on Thursday night, and then another loss on Friday. Found themselves down here in the C event, having to battle it out to get back to the playoffs. World number 2 team. Bit of a slip up off the get-go. Looks like they're starting to find their groove.
Yeah, they're definitely finding their groove for sure. You know, all it takes is get that first win, and you kind of get rolling. And you know what? These top teams, how many of them we have here at this event, you're never going to come out of the A and the B event every weekend. So it's no surprise that some of those teams have slipped down to the C event, and they're going to be looking at qualifying here in this match. And yeah, anything can happen in the qualifiers, the quarterfinals here this evening. So they're rolling on this game right now and looking like they're in control of it. Each of the ends that I've been glancing over on.
So world number 1 Team Retornaz playing here in the C event. World number 2 Team Botcher playing in the C event. Obviously not the path either team wanted to take to get to the promised land in the playoffs, but playing, you know, is it better to be sitting all day like Team Gushu, Team haven't had a chance to play today? They did come and practice earlier.
That's right.
Or is it better to play your way in, right? These guys have played, they will have played 2 games already before they get into the game tonight. Is it better for them to play their way into tonight?
Yeah, and it really depends on, you know, how those teams are feeling, right? If they are they feeling a little run down, tired after quite a few more games, they might not be coming in with all that energy that those games or the teams that have been sitting will have. As well, you know what? If they're coming in with a little bit of momentum off after a big win, they might just jump in and start rolling in that first game in the quarters. So the teams who definitely, you know, had that day off, a little bit more rest, can still have practice during the day. It's a bit of a coin toss on how they're all going to come out. But yeah, they're going to try and catch those teams who have been sitting for the day off guard in those quarterfinals for sure.
Sebastiano Armand stepping in for his shot here in end number 5. We've got a bit of a mess starting to happen in front of the house. Where do you want this rock to lay out here for Team Retornaz?
So he's looking at just following Team Dunstone and sitting on top of that yellow that was just drawn in. It's a beautiful shot there. Trying to navigate that port with the right weight and sit it right on the tee line on that yellow stone.
So having hammer here in 5 for Matt Dunstone. He's obviously needs some offense here. He's okay with all these rocks being in play? I'm surprised that Retornaz wants to have this many rocks in play right now.
Yeah, you could see if the angles don't start setting up right for them, they might look at, you know, healing some stones or maybe opening it up. Depends on how late in the end it gets. Because all it takes is one nice draw really to sink one in there and put it in the right spot to turn things around for your team. So it looks like, oh, go ahead.
Colton Lott here from Team Dunstone.
Just a little chap off on that last draw there. He's going to look at capitalizing and getting to the inside of that red stone.
Try and flip this undercover if he can.
They're going to look at carving this over here now. Sweepers on it. Neufeld's. Oh yeah, that's a nice shot.
Really nice shot there by Colton Lott. Getting the soft tap back, leaving some backing there for their team, which is important down the road, but gets a nice little pop back to be sitting 2 right now, putting some heat on Team Retornaz. As Amos Mosaner steps in for his first shot, where do you want to go here now as you're looking at an opportunity that you want to take away from Team Dunstone?
Yeah, they're starting to not feel comfortable with how this end is setting up. So they're going to look at trying to get rid of those 2 yellows here. Feel that one across the face of the other. Catching it thin. Does it get it? Oh, not.
Got one.
Got one. Didn't get enough of that second one to get it spinning off that back red.
Bump that yellow one back, though, a little bit, creating a little bit more room in the back of that house.
You bet.
Gotta be this, eh?
Now Matt Dunstone and BJ Neufeld going over some game plan here. Wanting this to come into the house. Is he wanting to put this one a little bit more top 4, or is he wanting to bring this right to the button? Where do you think this wants to finish, Dice?
He's going to be wanting to tuck that around those 2 centers as much as he can. Maybe show them a little bit of a piece of it. Won't be able to get her fully buried, but else it might get a bit deep then.
BJ Neufeld with his first shot here in 5. Looking to find the port, which they are right now. Colton Lott digging in, trying to get this one buried. Now Matt Dunstone joins them. As good as you can do. That's a heck of a shot from BJ Neufeld. As we'll see on the replay here. Hard to trust that draw that's going to come, but eventually it does. And again, like you said, this isn't arena ice. It is a curling club. Does a little bit of fear come in to wondering if it's actually going to go?
The way they've got this ice curling, they know it will finish, and it's all about the sweepers controlling that stone. So they waited as long as possible and then got the lot on it in order to finish that stone, carving it in from the outside there and getting that finish at the end around that guard.
Unbelievable on what sweepers can do at this level, how you can manipulate it, how you can drag it. It truly is an art form.
It is indeed.
One that I don't have. No defibrillator at the end of the ring for me. If you want me to sweep the way these guys do, I'm also not like 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
Amos Mosaner. Look at the size of that guy.
These guys are in the gym every day, and they're working hard on their bodies in order to get as much power behind those brooms.
So you're saying a few extra Pepsis and a late meal is not working on your body? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Tice?
It's working on it, just in a different way.
In a different way, yeah. Yeah, exactly, in a different way. It's been a long time since I've done anything professionally, so my diet probably gone the wrong way. So but I'm 40. I'm not going to get to 6'3", so I've got to be good at something. So putting on weight is I guess that's what I'm good at. So I should have made a better New Year's resolution. Hopefully my wife isn't listening right now, as she wants me drinking that no sugar pop.
Get that
hasn't happened.
Get that Zevia in you.
Yeah, exactly. But now Matt Dunstone trying to figure out a way to get some points here in the 5th end, needing to find a way to get 2 or 3 at a bare minimum to claw his way back into this match, wanting to find a way into the playoffs tonight. These teams are playing for $100,000 this week, Tyson. What does that mean to these guys when you look at the events throughout the year on the World Curling Tour? One of the highest purses these guys are going to play for all year outside of a Grand Slam.
This is it. This is the highest purse out there. It's unbelievable how the sponsors have come together with Astec, with Wild Rose, and the remaining sponsors. Putting together a purse of that size is unbelievable, and we've got an unbelievable field to back it up as well. So all these guys are excited by this event, and the purse is definitely adding to that. So yeah, the winning team taking 26,000, and qualifying teams getting a minimum of 8,000. So that's awesome to see.
So the money's important, right?
Yes.
We all love money.
Mhm.
I haven't met anybody in a competitive sport that doesn't like to win money. But these guys come together for a 4-year term because the ultimate goal is to play in the Olympic Games. And in 2026, obviously Team Retornaz, we know, will be there in Italy. And we know that Team Adine will probably be there from Sweden. But for the teams in Canada, when you come together and you form these new teams, obviously the main goal is obviously the Olympic trials, which isn't too far away.
Yeah, and of course they're going to be using those 4 years in order to form that team and find the best success over those years, and finding when they need to gel really well in order to accomplish that goal of reaching the Olympics through the trials. So it's a bit of hitting their stride at the right time, as well as keeping competitive over that 4-year time period.
BJ Neufeld here with his second in end number 5, looking to find that port. As they do find it now, they're trying to drag this in just to sit second shot rock, and it does. Really good weight there by BJ Neufeld.
So that it was a good stone. It was just a shade deeper than what they were hoping for. So maybe about a foot deep. They were hoping for it to just curl a little bit more and sit on the corner of that yellow. This does give the Italian team the opportunity to bump that stone back and maybe corner to that yellow that is shot stone. So giving them a little bit of an out here. Let's see what they plan to do.
Just a comment on the chat. PEI watching from Florida. Well, gee, no invite for Tyson and I to come down to Florida. We'd definitely be willing to come, but we're glad that you're tuning in down in Florida. Obviously, 7:30, probably just finished a wonderful meal. Tuning into some curling action here live on the YouTube channel. For those of you that are watching online, if you have any questions out of the 328 people listening to us, if there's anything that you have, any questions you're wondering, obviously, many people tuning in on the curling zone right now, and we'll get a number on that. But if you have any questions, any comments, anything you're wondering, please throw it into the chat. We'll be happy to answer anything that we possibly can here. I think we should. Tice, that's a great idea. We're going to check into some of the comments on the curling zone, and if you have any questions there, we'll answer them. Joel Retornaz getting ready for his shot here. His last shot. Trying to eliminate some options for Matt Dunstone to score. Sweepers now trying to bring this one into the house. Good shot there as he taps in to be second shot, making things interesting for Team Dunstone.
Let's see that replay there. That's a pretty solid stone sitting there, but Dunstone's still sitting 2. So he's going to look at saying, hey, let's protect that stone.
Well, Dunstone's got final rock. Dunstone's going with his final shot right now.
He's got 2 more.
Dunstone's still got 2. That's why I'm not an accountant, Tyson.
All good there.
You need your taxes done. Don't come to me. Go see Tyson. He's your man. Little free plug there.
Thanks, Kyle.
No problem, buddy. My taxes are ugly. Just kidding. If anyone from the Canadian Revenue Agency is listening, Kyle Mickelson's my name. Yeah. No, just kidding. Just kidding. All right. Team Dunstone trying to find a way to make some points happen. You think they're going to protect this? Is that what we're looking at here?
I think they're looking at just guarding that one. So they're going to come across the center line and just draw right onto the 4-foot line on the right-hand side there, just to cover up that hole so they can't follow them in.
As you can see in the screen there, Ryan Fry from Team Retornaz, longtime curler here in Canada, has jumped on with Team Retornaz as a coach. Hard at work there, looking at different things. Maybe he's listening to us.
He might be listening in, and if he is, we'll say hello to him there.
Yeah, and we get no wave. He's obviously texting somebody, but as we get going, Matt Dunstone with his first rock in end number 5. Looking to find some points, looking to get himself back in this game with 3 ends to go after this. First shot for Matt Dunstone as he gives it to Colton Lott and Ryan Harnden.
Line's good. Got a curl. Never off. Line's good.
You're looking at trying to carve this across to that line.
There it goes now.
That's
shot there.
Great shot.
As Matt Dunstone is able to safely guard that port away from Joel Retornaz. This is going to make for an interesting shot. As Retornaz is trying to eliminate the amount of points that Dunstone can get. Dunstone sitting 1 and 2. Is there any way for Retornaz to move anything around?
So he's looking at a couple different options here. They looked at that yellow on the far left, running that guard in, trying to make a double on those two yellows with that stone and roll that stone away. Another option that they could look at is running the yellow on the far right side, playing that onto that red, the Italian red, and making a double on those two yellows. Either one, it's a bit of a risky shot because you're running in an opposition stone that could count as a counter for them. So, you know, they got to be careful here.
Is there any option of running their two reds back onto those yellows and causing some havoc? Or is it just too difficult running two rocks back?
It's definitely an option. Yeah, you know, a little bit tougher angles there. But right down the center line, what you have to do is catch that across the face, and again across the face of that yellow in order to double those out. One risk with that would be is you might end up opening up that center. And although you might get rid of a couple yellows, they may have a double right back for another two anyways. So it's tough to say, you know, which is the best shot here. It looks like they've gone with the one on the far right.
Big shot here for Joel Retornaz. His last shot here in 5. Looking for the angle raise onto his red. Giving it off to the sweepers now. Guys are on it quick, looking to find that angle. They find the angle in on the red.
Nice shot.
Wow, what a shot from Joel Retornaz as he is able to hammer that yellow rock in onto his red to sit shot rock. Wow, what a shot there from Joel Retornaz. Now, as we listen in to Matt Dunstone and BJ Neufeld trying to figure out what they do to score.
Yeah, there is two reds in there. One is first shot for sure. They're looking at running back this yellow here on the right hand side, trying to make a double on those two reds. If they could find a way to get that through, they might be able to get 2, 3 out of it. Depends on where that one they run back spins up and off to, or if it catches that back yellow that's just biting the back 4 with one of those red stones.
Sorry, man, I might have put you. Thanks for taking me.
Looking to find 3 here.
Yeah, two's a must for him. 3 is a bonus for sure.
That's confidence to be able to go for the 3. I can make action happen. When I throw a rock, I can make a lot of action happen, but I can tell you it's definitely not planned. These guys here with this many rocks in play, you've got 12 rocks going to be in play with this one coming down. A lot of different angles, a lot of different plays. These guys are trying to go for the win. Got to get back to 5-5. Matt Dunstone trying to find 3 here in 5. This is a big time shot in a big time game.
Well, this will light the fire in their squad for sure if they can make this run back.
Matt Dunstone with his final rock here in 5. Ryan Harnden sweeping it hard. 1, 2.
Oh,
what a
very
shot.
Close. Nice shot. Get there too.
The shot was there to get 2. Didn't get the 3. Wasn't able to plan it, in the words that Matt Dunstone was using. Big opportunity there, but does get the 2 to bring this score to 5-4 for Team Retornaz, as they will get the hammer back here in the 6th end. As we have a moment, we will take some time here to thank some of our sponsors here at the Astec Safety Challenge. And once again, our sponsors: Bandit, Bexon Construction, Synergy Credit Union, T-Bar 1, Border Inn and Suites, the host hotel for this event, Cooperators Jason Arden and Associates, L&L Oilfield, Velocity Truck Centers, 1061 The Goat, the media sponsor and partner of this great event, Strathcona Resources Limited, and the presenting sponsor, Wild Rose Pump and Compression Limited. Here in Lloydminster, Rod Wild and his wife Renee, huge supporters of curling for a long, long time. longtime supporter of Kevin Martin when he was playing competitively, and Kevin Cooey with his old team. Huge supporters here, Rod Wild from Wild Rose Pump and Compression. At the end of 5, we've got a 5-4 game. Team Retornaz holding on to the hammer here. Dunstone's got to be thinking steal here. Does he not, Tice?
His sixth end here, he definitely needs the steal. I mean, he can get away with a force of 1, but ideally he would be going for the steal here. You know, stealing this one, tie it back up, force to 1 in the 7th, and take that hammer home with your plan to get your 2 in the final end. Dunstone putting up the center guard halfway right off the get-go. And it looks like Retornaz is going to be looking at coming around it. So beating them to it.
Beating them to it, trying to get into the house here.
Yeah, find that top 4.
Looking to find the top 4. For those of you out there in Lloydminster, we will be closing the second venue over at the Lloydminster exhibition at 6 o'clock tonight. Obviously looking forward to some big games here over at the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center. So for those of you looking to share in some of the fun over at the family-friendly patch, it will be closing at 6 o'clock. Ryan Harnden getting in for his second shot. Did I hear that Lindsay Makachuk was making some comments about being a lefty? Jeez. A lefty. Who's a lefty in this game? I guess Mark Kennedy. Not a bad curler over there on Team Botcher.
Yeah,
throwing the left-handed stones. As we talk about Team Botcher and Team Sturmey going at it over on sheet number 5, as they are through 4 ends right now. Team Botcher has finally given up 2 points to Team Sturmey. It's 4-2, but Botcher does have hammer in the 5th over there as they're trying to find their way into the quarterfinals tonight. Ryan Harden here on our sheet, coming down to sit right on top of that rock by Team Retornaz, looking to get aggressive. Now Team Retornaz looking to sit on top of that rock as we get ready for this, getting into the nitty-gritty here with 3 ends to go. Dunstone looking to find. Retornaz trying to score more, trying to put this out. Mattea Giovanella getting ready with his second shot here.
So he's going to be looking at coming down and sitting right on top of that one that Ryan Harden put in there. Top 4 is a nice, just a little bump freeze to that one that was sitting top button. This one just hung a little bit wide on him.
Didn't get the turn he wanted, hey?
No, so just kind of corner to it for now. Dunstone, of course, is going to be looking at just coming to the inside of that and putting another one behind that guard. Loading those up there.
Colton Lott with his first shot here in the 6th end. Matt Dunstone, quick and decided, knows what he wants. Now he needs Colton Lott to execute. Ryan Harnden, BJ Neufeld with the sweep. Matt Dunstone calling the line. Sits down there with a little bump back. Pretty good shot there by the skip, says to Colton Lott. Now Team Retornaz. Sebastiano Armand getting ready to throw his first. Looking to peel that guard up top.
Bringing in the cleanup crew.
This man can throw rocks fast. Oh.
Clean. Hit. Whoa.
Just a massive leg drive on that. See how.
Runs it back.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Boom goes the dynamite.
There it is. Tyson got it in there for all of you at MMP.
I got them.
That was a good shot, man.
That was really nice.
Big shot there from Sebastiano Armand. Getting some separation, getting some rocks moving.
Leaves that one yellow in there, but he got everything out from behind that guard.
Now Matt Dunstone giving Colton Lott some instructions.
Clean. Clean.
Second shot here for Colton Lott.
Clean. Clean. Oh. Clean up. Yeah.
So just look. We'll tap behind that guard, put a shooter behind the guard, and push that other one into the side of the rings there. Maybe a little over curl on that, as it peeks out the other side.
12. Pienami.
Sebastiano Armand for his second shot here in 6. And again, for you Italian people out there, I don't have a clue what they're talking about. But I've just been informed we have 2,200 people listening on Curling Zone right now. We thank you very much for taking the time to watch this outstanding game between Team Retornaz and Team Dunstone here at the Astec Safety Challenge in Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan, at the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center.
Gina.
Those are excellent figures to see.
Okay.
Tuning into the broadcast here.
Outstanding. It's awesome to be a part of it. 2,000 people listening and watching us on Curling Zone. 349 watching on the YouTube channel. I guarantee you we've got more listeners than Daryl and Evan. For sure, right? You know what? We're going to find out. We got to find out. I'm going to bet we've got more. But, at the end of the day, all the exposure we're getting and all the great feedback from everybody out there in the land, we appreciate you taking the time. It's so much fun to be able to bring these games to you. But let's check in. Brendan Botcher, Karsten Sturmey, 249.
Oh,
we're winning, Tice.
There
We're
you
winning.
go.
Just these guys don't know it, but just so you know, we've got more people on our stream than yours. We just want you guys to know, Daryl and Evan, it's okay.
So we got BJ just trying to bring one in and around top 4. Get it fully tucked behind that center line guard.
Good shot there.
Make it as difficult as possible to remove. Now, it didn't get fully behind there, but so they're going to look at either peeling that off or following it down with some quiet weight, pushing that out. Looks like that's what they've decided to do.
Amos Mosaner here stepping in for his first shot. The sixth end.
Playing like a nice board weight hit here.
Good shot there.
Nice shot.
That other one. Really good shot to get that one through the port and out. Team Retornaz sitting shot rock right now.
There is quite a few reds building up in the rings. Matt's going to choose to ignore those as he's going to be going hard for the steal here.
Absolutely. Got to create some offense. If you can find a way to get one here in 5, or in 6, sorry, force Retornaz to get one in 7, setting himself up for the hammer in 8.
Absolutely. That's going to be what's running through his mind right now.
Close. Yep. Hard line. Whoa.
Trying to sneak it past that red, and they do now, trying to sit back 4. Joel Retornaz with the sweep and pushes it a long way back, a little further than they wanted. Setting up some backing for Joel Retornaz.
They knew it was a little bit heavy. I didn't think they expected it to slide that far.
At this point, the 6th end, now with a slight mistake from Team Dunstone.
Second. terzi. Oddio,
Team
no?
Retornaz look to go for the
No,
big
no,
one
se
here.
noi terzi. Se noi terzi. È qua.
Yeah, like, I mean, they can either play a little bit of a tap back like they just mentioned. Hey, they brought up a good point right there. Do we just peel the guard off, keep things as clean as possible? Then there's no trouble for sure. Or do you hit out one of those yellows?
Non hai dato tanti problemi.
Hit out this side yellow and kick the other red sideways towards the button. That
Finish
can
in
definitely
the
be an
death,
option
see?
for sure. But they're looking at that peel. And maybe you could make that peel and stick it on that side yellow as well in the 8-foot, which would accomplish both.
Absolutely.
I think that was a good team discussion there.
I'm glad you understood it because I sure as heck didn't.
Yeah, picking up some translation there.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Good.
Terzi non è male.
I'm sure your wife would like to go to Italy.
She would, yeah.
Maybe we could, after this game, you and Joel can sit down, make some plans, meet up in the summer, maybe a round of golf and some wine over in Italy, a good meal.
Definitely go for
Playing
some of
Matt
that wine.
over here, Daryl. Don't worry about it.
It's close. They got to carve it a bit. Oh.
Okay.
Alrighty, so they peeled it off. That was the main goal. Getting rid of that side one would have been a bonus, but definitely accomplish what they wanted there. Was just kind of clean up things up front, create no problems for them.
Team Dunstone trying to find a way here to steal in end number 6. Up against the world number 1, Team Retornaz from Italy.
No, I'd like force.
Not sitting in a great situation right now for Team Dunstone, so they got to find a way to generate a spot they can put a stone that won't be removed. So now they're talking about trying to bail on this end.
Can't come around it, obviously. Like
Clean up some reds.
freeze this.
Hit and roll under. Looks like the team's got buy-in on the hit and roll under with some board weight.
Does he have to worry about that red jamming in the back? Doesn't matter. Does he care?
He really doesn't care on that one. He does have a couple other yellows kicking around that should outcount it for right now. Never nice leaving more reds around, but hey, you never know. Maybe that ends up being a catcher for one of their yellows later on.
All right, Matt Dunstone.
Biggest thing here is that roll and getting under coverage.
Trying to get under cover with his first shot here in 6. They've got the line, they've got the shot. Everyone's bought in, full team discussion. Now it's time to execute this shot.
Shot will be lane 2. It will be an attempted force of 1, but you'll have to draw a hit for 1 point. So that's
Matt Dunstone's first underway. Colton Lott jumping on it quickly. BJ Neufeld calling him off. Looking for it to get there. Needs the hit and roll. Gets the hit. Gets the roll under cover.
Oh, what a
That
finesse
red
shot.
sneaks out.
Oh, it spun back a bit at the end.
Little bit of unlucky spin back.
Yeah, that might.
But a great shot there from Matt Dunstone. Setting himself up to try and find a way to steal here in 6. Now Team Retornaz. Everyone coming down to take a look to figure out this one. Again, these guys playing for $100,000 this week, battling it out for an opportunity to get into the finals and find their way into an opportunity into tomorrow's semifinal and final. Once again, for those of you tuning in on the broadcast, we do know tonight that Team Carruthers is going to play against one of Canada's favorites, especially in Newfoundland Labrador, Brad Gushu. That game will go off tonight, and it is promising to be one of the big ones. We know we're going to get a huge crowd. We're hoping to crack 25,000 people watching that game tonight online. And lucky for you, I won't be on that broadcast. They'll get much smarter people in here than me. But looking forward to that one tonight. Should be a big one. We also know that Team Schwaller and Team Cooey are going to do battle tonight as well. So we're waiting. The winners of these two games on the ice, depending on how they finish, because it is based on the world ranking. So as it sits right now, if Team Retornaz was to win, they would finish in the 7th qualifying spot, and they would go up against Nicholas Adine tonight in the quarterfinal. That would mean if Team Botcher was to finalize their win over on 5, they would go up against Team Mowat, which would be an unreal game. All the quarterfinals would be outstanding tonight, with all of the top teams trying to find a way into that matchup. But we got a lot of work to do here yet. As over on sheet number 5, it looks as though Team Botcher. Team Botcher was held to a force of 1 with the hammer in 5. They do have the lead right now. It is 5-2. Botcher over Sturman after 5.
Oh, that was close.
That was very close. As we watch on the replay, game of inches, millimeters, centimeters, you name it.
Is it ever? Like that just whiskered that back yellow. And with that speed, surprised it didn't move further.
So we now listen in to Matt Dunstone and BJ Neufeld. And Ryan Harnden making his way down to help.
Freeze, I think it's. He's got to plant that. But he can't. Like he's gonna throw it soft, right? What if we try and get like almost in like 7/8 high and move it a millimeter? Middle 8? What's middle 8 look like? I think I like that.
So as we listen to them figure out what they were going to do with that stone, plan is to draw it in, freeze on the face of that red counter that's biting the button. Just 7/8 on the high side, and just enough to sit shot. It might just bump out a shade, but the tighter they can keep it welded to it, the better chance of them stealing in this end for sure.
Just 7/8 on the high side. That is a game of precision right there, Tice. As Matt Dunstone settles in for his final shot here in 6, needing this one to sit 7/8 on the high side to really force Team Retornaz. As Matt pushes out of the hack and releases the rock off to his front end team of Colton Lott and Ryan Harnden.
Okay, they're liking the weight. Just a light clean on it for now. It's got to be really close.
Do it.
Really needing to get on top of it.
Oh, what a wonderful
What a
shot.
draw there by Matt Dunstone. Sits right on top.
So they bumped it just a little bit, a bit of a broom's width separation. Is there enough room for the Retornaz team to pick it out of there or blast it out using that top red?
Now, if you do use that top red, it comes down and that yellow jams on their red, you would leave a steal of 2, possibly 3 for Matt Dunstone.
Yeah, that's the risk. You know, depending on how you play that, you could give them the opportunity to get their 2 instead of just stealing 1. So there's definitely risk there. What's the other option? He's looking at the draw, which, you know, he's been pretty bang on with his draw weight. So I wouldn't be surprised if he goes with the draw in the end. A little bit of a safer option. Of course, they definitely want to score here. They don't want to give up a steal.
If they're able to come down on their red with enough weight, have it crash down on that yellow rock on the top of the button, can they spin that far enough if they don't lose the one that they're raising up?
Yeah, I mean, if that red plants right on that yellow and the red should go, and that red should stay right there. But they're going to be trying to keep this either nose or just a little bit on the high side when they're punching this back onto that yellow in order to make sure that that yellow gets moving out of there.
Well, they're definitely not drawn. This is high risk, high reward. Joel Retornaz with his final rock here in 6, looking for the angle raise onto the yellow. And here we go with the push.
He's coming with some good solid takeout weight here.
Sebastiano Armand with the sweep.
On it the whole way. Oh, and he picked it out.
What a shot.
What a nice shot.
Joel Retornaz with the raise back to get one. It is now 6-4. Team Retornaz. Dunstone holds them to the single as we will head to a break from our sponsors at the Astec Safety Challenge here at the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center in Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan.
The official soundtrack to Canada's only border city. 1061, The Goat. Stay connected with mylloydminsternow.com.
Put death by rock and roll. 'Cause I'm
A Lloydminster legend.
I lived them all day.
Everything that rocks.
Time to rock.
1061, The Goat.
Hi there. I'm Joseph Rosenberg, the Contact Center Manager for Utility Safety Partners, and we're very proud to be a sponsor of the Astec Safety Challenge. Now, when you're competing in a bonspiel, you gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried and plan each shot. And in life, when you've gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried, well, you have to plan, and that plan needs to involve utility safety partners. When bumping that object in front of you is not an option.
The official soundtrack to Canada's only border city.
And we're back here in end number 7 in this C event qualifier for the quarterfinals tonight, as Team Retornaz was held to 1 in the 6th end by Matt Dunstone. An outstanding shot there at the end for Team Retornaz to get their 1. And we now shift focus to end number 7. Team Dunstone with the hammer. What's the game plan here, Tice? Obviously down 2 in 7 with hammer. Are you looking, is blank even come to your mind here?
One of these ends, they got to try and crack a 3. A deuce will be okay. You can tie yourself up coming home and go hard for the steal, but the percentages are pretty high for the other team getting their single in that final end to win the game. So they're going to be trying hard for a 3 here, or else looking for a blank and going for that 3 spot in the 8th end.
So starting off with a corner guard there from Dunstone. Obviously, Retornaz had 4 in the 2nd. So you can score big points.
It can happen.
You need a little bit of luck.
Yep.
Need some good fortune. But at the end of the day, trying to find 2 or 3 here in the 7th. We'll see how this end develops, as the second rock here for Team Retornaz.
This one looks like it might be sliding deep. Yeah, so right on the button, a little bit deeper than probably what they wanted. They probably would have wanted about a foot higher, just into the 4-foot. Dunstone's going to be looking at, they coming around, or are they putting up another guard? They are putting up another guard.
Looks like another guard trying to sit this one on. The Bar Engineering symbol there, great sponsor of the curling here in Lloydminster. Ryan Harnden with his second here in the 7th. Another corner guard being thrown. Whoa, we apologize for that. Mr. Dunstone, Santa does not gonna like that kind of language. But as we move on,
Just moved on to the naughty list.
he's definitely on the naughty list. My goodness. As we move on, Sebastiano Armand with his first here in the 7th end.
5, linea buona. 5, 6, linea buona. 5, 6, linea buona. 5,
Looking to throw
6, buona questa.
this one into the top of the house. Get it by that top red guard. Bringing this one right in on top of their own. Good shot there by Sebastiano Armand.
The Italian team has 2 pretty good stones now behind that tight center guard. Matt now he's forced to chase those, put one on top of them, and look at moving that stone around later on.
Matt Dunstone's made the decision. They're coming in. They're going to chase those red ones in. Colton Lott getting ready with his first here in 7.
Only if you have to. Line's good. Bit of room. Lots of room here. Tons of line.
Bringing this one on top. Looks like they're past that high yellow guard now, making their way around the red, trying to make this one sit right on the corner of that one in the 4-foot, and they do.
Yeah.
Great shot there by Colton Lott.
Sits down in time for them.
Osseran, giocano qua a 5.
There's a little replay for you there. They're just waiting, you know, they can't really carve it any because they're waiting for the weight to come off on it.
Now Sebastiano Armand setting in for his second. Looks as though we're going to have another one come in on top of that yellow. Is that what you're seeing, Tice?
Yeah, they're going to be trying to get just to the inside of it. They might jiggle that yellow a little bit and see if it pushes off that red and squirts out into the open, but not throwing a pile of weight, just basically a drawdown to it.
So when the teams are making these same consecutive shots, obviously they know the line, they know the weight. What are they trying to achieve when they get them into the house?
Yeah, so then, of course, you know, they had that same draw on his last shot there for Han, so he's comfortable with that line, with that weight. They're looking at trying to just set up the proper angles for their next shot. And that's what each team is going to be vying for back and forth on these next few shots. Just trying to get them in the right position in order to capitalize on that next shot or get a missed shot from the other team.
That's why we have Tyson up here, a guy who's playing in a lot of competitive events, played here in the Astec Safety Challenge this week with his family. Obviously not the result that he wanted, but I'm so honored that I get the opportunity to sit up here with him and get to learn and gain from his knowledge of the game with these unbelievable world-class players on the ice right now as Colton Lott gets ready for his second.
Whoa, clean. Whoa, curl. Close, clean, yep. Whoa, curl.
Bringing this one in here.
Curl.
EJ Neufeld with the sweep.
Oh,
and able to knock that red one out.
A little punch on the red and then spills that to the side. So that's a decent result there, as you know, that got rid of that stone that was a bit of a problem stone for them. And I think maybe we're hoping to catch a little bit more of it, spill under cover, but it's an all right result for now. And yeah, thanks again for the shout out there. You know, our squad didn't have the greatest result throughout this weekend, but we really enjoyed the 3 games we got to play, and it was a fun battle in each one.
And you know what? Always a different learning opportunity, being able to play with the best in the world on this ice here at the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center. You know, as you said, curling is a game you can play forever. You know, obviously, we don't want to give too big of a shout out to your brothers. He's going to turn a real bad for this year. But at the end of the day, opportunities to play with family, make memories, work on your competitive game. Who knows what's next?
Yeah, you bet. So yeah, it might be something where we're looking at playing some more competitive events next year and get back into the playdowns.
I'm available.
If we're looking for a 4th, we'll give you a shout, Kyle.
I think you'd be better at me carrying your bag in than messing up the great things you guys have going on with your team.
You know what? I might need a golf coach though, so I might be giving you a ring for that.
Yeah, I'm a good caddy.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
great caddy when it comes to that. So Matt Dunstone's team here trying to find a way with the hammer here in 7. It is a mistake on the scoreboard there for you guys watching online. Retornaz does not have the hammer. Dunstone does here in the 7th end. Looking though we're going to get some peel action here. Is he looking to bump 2 of these red ones out, or is he just trying to take the top one?
So it looks like he's trying to take that top one and take one of the back ones with it.
Whoa, go!
Oh, and it just drives by. So you know what? They were trying to just catch that back one, take one of those back ones just so they don't have both of them to deal with. I accomplished removing that top red, but spilled away a little bit too far and missed that back one there. So another missed opportunity there. And if Retornaz covers this back up, they're going to be in a bit of trouble.
And in the words of Don Cherry, don't read lips, folks. Don't read lips, says Matt Dunstone with some colorful language there. And we'll make sure we try and get that mic off before any of those ones for you young curlers out there watching online tonight. As Amos Mozana steps in for his shot here. The team Retornaz looking to leave this one at the top.
Another great guard.
Great guard there from Amos Mosaner.
Sweepers on that one.
Lots of clapping going on sheet 5. It looks like Team Sturmey looking to throw their final rock in 6. Not 100% sure what's going on over there, as I got Daryl Hanley sitting in front of me and he's a little stout. But at the end of the day, looks like something is brewing over there. We'll have an update here shortly with what happens. Tyson's locked in to seeing what's happening over there. He'll provide you with an update here shortly.
As Matt and his squad are trying to figure out what to play in here now. Over on sheet 5, we've got Botcher sitting 2. And Sturmey looking out on his last stone here right now to draw full 4 for his single.
Takes 2 shots to get the start. Just gotta touch one of them.
The sweepers are going hard on it over there.
Looks like they're going real hard, trying to get it by.
It's looking like it needs to go. They are working it.
Trying to get their 1 against facing 2. And he won't.
Oh, that's
get
close.
It.
That is really close.
That is extremely close. They're definitely going to go to a measure, I think, on.
It's looking like it's 1 red.
1 red. Team Botcher with the steal. Back to our game. No one cares about what's going on over there. We're worried about what BJ Neufeld's doing right now for Team Dunstone. Looking for the angle raise into the pocket.
Oh.
And it racks on that red rock at the top of the 12.
Game of millimeters.
What Dunstone was looking for.
Not far off, though. It was starting to curl in for them, and maybe it caught him off guard a little bit. Just didn't get the right angle and just chapped off the top red instead. So they were hoping to drive that a little bit straighter back and catch that second or first red there and sit right there.
So now if we look at what's happening in the house, we've got 2 red stones sitting 1-2. Dunstone trying to find a way in to make some points here in 7. Definitely not going to be able to blank now. So he's going to have to find a way to score. Doesn't want to give anything up to Retornaz going into the 8th end. What are you seeing here for Team Retornaz as they're trying to eliminate what Dunstone's going to be able to do on his final rock?
Yeah, you know what? Well, it looks like we've got a couple more still to come from Dunstone down there. So Skip's first stones here for Retornaz. He's looking at all the different options that Dunstone has. He knows that he's got a big selection of shots that he can play. So he's going to look at, either coming back to that back yellow, eliminating another yellow, or maybe guarding up and making it very challenging for Dunstone to get in there. And that looks like what they're going to be planning on doing is guarding that yellow that's cornering on those two reds top four. That would be the opportunity that Dunstone has to come in around this center guard and push that yellow onto those reds just to get the angles better for him for his last one.
E lo fa nella... Sì.
Lots of discussion going on.
Viene bianco, Mattia.
It looks like that's what they've decided on.
Ora ne parlo. La tua che ha spazzato tutta che è arrivata a 4 era 16.17. 16-15.
Joel Retornaz with his first here in 7 without the hammer.
Guard that path. Make Dunstone's first shot a little bit more challenging.
Linea buona.
Hands it off to his
Linea buona.
front end.
Linea buona. Line, line, line. Linea buona.
They've got the line now. It's
Linea
all
buona.
about the weight to get it where they need it to get it. Just cleaning it to a spot. And again, for Skip, doesn't throw many guards in the game, right? Typically, they're hitting. Oh, you can't hear me. There you go. Is that a comfortable shot for Joel Retornaz? Not throwing many guards up, more of a draw guy, a hit guy. Throwing up a guard like that high, is that comfortable?
Yeah, you know what? He's so comfortable throwing those draws, and he's gonna throw more draws for sure in a game. It's very seldom will he have lots of guards that he's got to toss in there. So he's just gonna be looking for a little bit of feedback from his sweepers as he comes down to the hack. Just discussing on what that weight needs to be, how much he needs to take off of it in order to get that guard in the right spot. And you know what? If he's in a rough zone of speed, those sweepers can control it and get it to the spot they need to. So he accomplished that there, and they found the right line for that guard to plug that hole.
So as you can all see, these guys put in tremendous amount of work on their body, on their physique, being able to have the endurance to play as many games as they're playing throughout today and throughout this Bonspiel. It's no longer about the beers and the drinks and the food after the game and sitting back and relaxing. Curling is a game that's evolved to such an athletic sport where these guys at the highest of highest levels, to win at the highest level, must take optimum care of their body. As we set up Matt Dunstone here for his first in the 7th end with hammer, trying to find a way in to get at least 2, maybe 3, moving into the 8th end.
Looking at coming through that port with some hack weight, getting as full as he can on that first red in the top of the forefoot, pushing it. And might be sitting there, might be spilling away underneath his guard. But got to remove that one. That's first goal on this shot.
Matt Dunstone, his first rock here in 7. An important shot as he's trying to set himself up.
Heavy hack out of the hand.
Colton Lott now hard on it, trying to find it. Oh, tick off that top red, but punches one out. A good shot there from Matt Dunstone, as we see on the replay. Obviously didn't get exactly what he wanted, but an excellent shot nonetheless. Getting rid of one of those red rocks of Team Retornaz.
No, però... No, bisogna rollare.
Yeah, he just tickled off the side of that first one. Still removing that one, pushing it far enough that he's got 3 yellows sitting second, third, and fourth. So Retornaz has to be careful here. He's got to make sure that he makes this shot, eliminates one of those yellows in order to avoid a big end for Dunstone.
Well, Retornaz here settling in for his final rock here in 7. Wanting to eliminate options for Matt Dunstone as he's looking to find a way to 3. As he will not have the hammer in 8 if they score. Big shot here. Possible TSN turning point. Oh wait, TSN's not here.
Whoa, clean. Clean.
It's on its way. Joel Retornaz.
Clean it. Yo. Whoa. Line. Line.
Oh, the sweeper's on it.
Whoa. Line.
Back and forth.
The hit and
Oh,
roll undercover.
Now, removing that stone was important, but getting the roll underneath makes it basically impossible for Dunstone to get a pair here.
Matt
He's got
Dunstone.
2 in the forefoot, and I don't know if there's a way for him to remove both of them.
Trying to find a way into that port in between the 2 reds. A heck of a shot by the world number 1, Joel Retornaz, putting a lot of heat on Matt Dunstone. With the only play they have is an angle in off that outside red. Extremely difficult shot, but Matt Dunstone is an outstanding shot maker. Made it to the Brier final last year, knocking out Botcher. Made it to the final. Obviously loves to play the game at the highest level. An opportunity here off the yellow into the middle for 1. Needs a big time shot for a big time player. Matt Dunstone.
He'll be throwing some heat here. He's got to come in off this one and plant it on the one that was just rolling to the back forefoot there.
Make or break shot here in 7.
For his single.
Laser focused, hands it off to Colton Lott and Ryan Harnden. Yes! Colton Lott hard it hard.
Close on the sweep here.
Off. And the roll.
Oh, what a dandy. What a dandy.
And they get it
Nice
there.
shot.
What a shot by Matt Dunstone, facing 2. Able to roll that one in. Wow, that's a big time play from a big time player.
That was a nice shot.
At the end of 7, Joel Retornaz 6, Matt Dunstone 5. It's going to be a heck of a finish as we come into the 8th end. Joel Retornaz will have hammer, trying to close this one out against Matt Dunstone. We'd like to take a second to thank our sponsors, Boundary Ford, Lloydminster Agriculture Exhibition Association, Canadian Angus, the Lloydminster Curling Club, our host club, the Players Tour, Click Before You Dig, RL Electric, Motor Rewinding, Fountain Tire, XL Insurance Lloydminster, The Tent Guys, Industrial Scientific, Musgrave Agencies, and Wild Rose Pump and Compression, the presenting sponsor of the Astec Safety Challenge here in Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan. A big, big shot from Matt Dunstone in 7 as we now get off to the all-important 8th as we're coming down the home. Ryan Harnden getting everything started.
What do you think's going to happen here? Are we going to see an extra end?
Never say never. These teams, obviously, Dunstone needs to find a way to steal. Hasn't been able to steal so far this game. Gonna need one here in 8 to extend it. How do you create enough havoc for that steal? Tyson, being a competitive guy, playing at this level, what does he need to do to get a mistake out of Joel Retornaz?
Well, we talked about that no-tick rule, so he's accomplished that on the first shot here. He's got the tight guard. It's on that center line, so it can't be removed from that center line. He's going to be looking at putting another guard up a little bit higher on that center line. Get the double guards going, and then start putting stones behind it and going hard for that steal. He needs the 1 for the tie, 2 for the win.
Now, I'm surprised to see Retornaz throwing this one into the rings.
Yeah, so it's always a bit of a question on what you should do on that stone. Do you want to keep it clean and toss that to the wing, or do you want to beat him to it? Beat him to it and get to that top 4 might be the better option. it could get you in trouble as well. So we'll see what happens and how that plays out here. But with that no tick rule, you almost have to beat them to it.
Makes sense. Makes total sense. And obviously, you know, in the old days when you didn't have that no tick rule, you'd probably throw it away.
Yeah,
right?
you throw it away or toss it to the wing and just keep it out of trouble.
Ryan Harden's second there. Whoa, we're gonna move on from
That
that
one
commentary.
not quite getting to the center line. So that one, if they did want to, could be pushed away. Again, can't be removed as it is a guard, but they could try and tick it and move it away from that center position.
Team Dunstone obviously frustrated with the second rock that Ryan Harden's been throwing all night. They've had issues with it. But obviously, Joel Retornaz coming back into the house, looking a little bit heavy and not curling where they want it. Gonna leave it hanging.
Ooh, just gonna try and tuck that behind it.
Could
Just
very well
little graze off of that one top four.
a slight mistake that maybe Matt Dunstone.
We'll see that on the replay here. It just touches the side.
Colton Lott with his first.
Room, curl then. Never off.
So they're really trying to carve this early. Okay. It's looking a little better now.
Trying to come down, tap that red back. Create a little bit of room.
Oh, what a great shot.
Good shot there by Colton Lott. Lots of good shots from Colton Lott today. He's been one of the consistent ones for Team Dunstone as he comes up with another big shot here in the eighth end.
Key on that one was keeping your shooter right there, top four, biting the top four, and moving that Retornaz stone into the back of the house. So it's just behind the tee line, back button. That's a stone that they can look at bumping another one too, or freezing to it.
Sebastian Armand coming with some heat to peel off the guard. Gets one tick second. Shooter sticks around. Definitely opening up a little bit of that room.
High guard on this.
Matt Dunstone looking for the high guard
Just to make this tough.
out of Colton Lott. Colton Lott maybe not agreeing with that call. Or BJ Neufeld asking a few questions of his skipper here. Again, we are in the eighth and final end. Team Dunstone trying to find a way to extend this match to extra ends and a way into the playoffs tonight here at the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center at the Astec Safety Challenge. The opportunity at $100,000 is now down to 12 rocks in this game. BJ Neufeld coming down to have a conversation. We'll listen in.
Really trying to find where the best spot is for this next shot.
Might go low side and get all three going.
So much respect for the hitting ability of the Retornaz team.
For those of you wondering, Team Mowat has just arrived as I saw Bruce Mowat walk past me just now as they're getting ready for their quarterfinal game tonight. They're waiting to see the winners of these two games before it's decided. They still do not know who they're going to face. But Colton Lott trying to help his team find a way into that quarterfinal with his second shot here in 8.
Sweeper's not really touching this quite yet. I'm just trying to carve it over a little bit.
Yep.
Wanted that high guard.
It's basically where they wanted it.
Got the high guard. Now Team Retornaz, Sebastiano Armand with his second shot coming up.
Looking for the double peel on the guards.
Here we go. Good Italian pickup there, Tice.
Metà più scarsa, ma metà dovreste essere buoni.
I agree with you, Joel.
I think
I have no idea what you're saying, but I agree with your call. Here we go. Big weight looking for the double peel. It
Bring
sounds
the
like
heat. Hard on the curl. Okay. Just
Mattia Giovanella with a lot of brush in there, but was only able to get one. Leaving a little bit of yellow in the front of the house and just in the top.
Trying to pick this one out. Tight shot.
Like if he just moves it, it's bonanza for us.
They don't believe they're gonna give up
I'd
three.
love to see. I'd love if he did.
They're pretty comfortable. Up to it now.
That's the luxury of the position they've given themselves to. We missed a
Stop this.
I'm not 100% sure, but it sounded like a miss over on sheet number 5 by Brennan Botcher as Daryl and Evan are on that broadcast, and things were getting a little animated there. Not sure exactly what happened, but Botcher not with a hammer in 7. Sturmey down 6-2 right now.
It
looks like Sturmey's sitting 1 for sure.
Sturmey's sitting 1, and Botcher could see just about a half an inch of it and was just trying to whistle by and just pick it out. So it was close.
Guess when you're up 6-4, you can afford to take a chance like that.
You bet. You know, he makes that and game over. You know, Sturmey's going to draw for his 2 here, be down 2 without hammer. Still Botcher in control of that game.
BJ Neufeld here with his first shot in 8. Trying to find a way to a high guard. Looking for it to curl. Colton Lott making sure it gets there. Needs it to curl over a little bit. Getting exactly what the skipper was looking for. Good shot there by BJ Neufeld.
A little bit of a higher guard there. They're still going to be peeling it off. I'm not sure if they're going for the straight peel or still trying for that double peel. We'll see here.
There goes the guard and a tick on that yellow guard again, moving it into the rings. Smile there from Joel Retornaz.
Got this intern draw here. Got a feel.
Matt Dunstone. And BJ Neufeld. BJ Neufeld, a renowned thrower. Great playmaker here.
You want to be halfway high.
The setup man for Matt as he's trying to find a way into the finals tonight.
Make this one harder.
Looking for a guard again.
This out turn again.
And it was, you're right, Tyson, 2 spot for Team Sturmey in 7. But coming into the 8th end against Team Botcher down 6-4 without hammer. Going to have to steal their way into an extra end to try and get themselves into the quarterfinals tonight at the Astec Safety Challenge.
Hard line. Hard line.
BJ Neufeld with his second rock here in 8. Looking for another high guard. Colton Lott, Ryan Harnden starting to go a little harder here to get this where they want it.
Yeah, finding that spot, replacing that guard once again.
Good shot there from BJ Neufeld.
Oh.
That's because Team Butcher never stops their rocks.
Just a little bit of ice to clean up there after some rocks have banged against the boards.
Yeah, we got some sweepers. Little ice maintenance here before Joel Retornaz
Just watch out.
settles in. As he's got to figure out what his gonna ask of Amos Mosaner with his last shot here in 8. Tyson being the experienced guy, not wanting to give up a steal here. What's the strategy? What's the play?
Well, still that guard is going to be the one that hurts them. So they're looking at what do they do with it? Do they straight peel it? Do they try and run it into one of the ones in the house? Get rid of 2 yellows? Or do they ignore it and make a play on that one that is top 4? They are still sitting shot stone. Healing the guard. Matt's going to be looking at trying to either draw in or do a little push on that yellow at some point in time. Might be on his first, might be on his second.
And
I think the peel is still the play.
Is there concern with them having those 2 rocks below the button?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, they're shot stone for right now, but you're absolutely correct there. They're back house, so they can be froze on. That's exactly how Dunstone's going to get his steal at 1.
So do you look at blowing it up?
That's what they're talking about too. So you end up trying to make a double on those yellows, but you still leave that guard up top. So if there's a way to get rid of all 3 yellows, that would be ideal.
Well, obviously. But
And
what about his 2 rocks at the back? For
maybe
Retornaz? Does
maybe
he look to
taking
maybe get one of those out?
Yeah, taking some of those with it. Yep. Right now they're just damaging to him. So let's see if they're going to go for the straight peel. No, I think they're going to be trying to run it in.
If there's anybody out there on the live feed that can translate for us, we'd love it right now. But Amos Mosaner stepping in for his second,
Just
bringing some
straight
meat.
peel. This is coming fast.
Straight peel. Guard is gone. Shooter's gone as well. Surprised it didn't go all the way over to Sheet 2 with that heat. And that one is gone. Now, Matt Dunstone, BJ Neufeld.
Quick look.
Where is he looking to go here, Tice?
So they're looking at just pushing that one top 4 right onto the nose of that one, the back button.
Can't afford to lose these 2 rocks.
No.
Obviously trying to use that backing of Joel Retornaz, like you mentioned. That's definitely a problem for him right now. Gonna bump back on top of that. Sitting shot 1 for sure. Maybe 2, depending on how far that bumps. But he obviously doesn't want a lot of bump. He wants to sit probably right on top of that, correct?
Yeah, you bet. He can't move his shooter too far, and he needs to keep that redstone back there as a catcher for him. He doesn't want to be greedy here. He's going to be looking to steal 1
Very
and
nice shot.
find a way to get it here.
Matt Dunstone with his first here in 8.
Hard.
Looking for
Early on the sweep.
back 4 weight. A tap back of the rock at the top of the 4. Fulton Lott on it hard. Ryan Harnden there to support the tap.
Oh, what a
And the
dirty.
shot. What a shot by Matt Dunstone with his first shot here in 4. The audience in the MNP VIP lounge applauding that one as this game just got interesting with 3 rocks left to play on sheet number 4 at the Astec Safety Challenge. As we see on the replay, an outstanding shot from Matt Dunstone.
Ice in his veins on that one. Perfect weight. That's exactly what he called. You know, he's got that bumped shot stone. He's got some backing now with it.
For
The
those
Italian
of you
team is going to look at blowing this up.
watching on the broadcast, you have to be impressed with that shot from Matt Dunstone. Now, Joel Retornaz, your time to reply, as he needs to find a way to hold Matt Dunstone off the board here in 8 so he can get that win and not go into extra ends. Obviously, these teams, a lot of curling so far today.
Whoa! Yep! Whoa!
Really close on this one.
Really close on that for sure. Wow.
Okay, so they get the one moving, but leave the one that was sitting shot stone. It jammed and sat there. Now, if Dunstone can put this in a spot where the double is not achievable, we might be looking at a draw on his final stone. Not likely, but you never know.
So is he looking to come at this and just come sit right on top of his own?
So I think he's going to sit just a little bit higher of that. Just sit right there is where his broom is sitting.
Yep.
Just get it half tucked. Christmas tree, those yellows like we'd call it. Get it half tucked behind that one top 12 and show half of the one behind it. and then just that cuts down that surface area that he has to draw to.
All right. As you said, ice in his veins on the last shot. Now needing another big draw. Looked like he wants it to sit in the 4-foot. Maybe guarded a little bit by that one in the top 12. Matt Dunstone with his final rock here in 8. Looking to steal for an opportunity to take this to extra ends. Matt Dunstone letting the team call it from here. Line is good.
Line's good. Line's great.
Looks like a bit of room.
Good to great. Bite the 4 he's asking out of his team here. Needs it to curl. Touch heavy.
Yeah, about a foot deeper than what he was hoping for.
So now created a little bit of a pocket there for Joel Retornaz, but needs to be full button.
Yeah, the tricky part with it is he did get it frozen to the corner of that. So if they can see enough of it, they might throw a takeout with some heat and just look at blasting those 2 yellows out of there. They've got that red counting 3rd shot in the back 8. Other alternative is just draw to the button. Might be able to use.
Does he use that one as backing if he needs it? We saw him do that earlier when he was going for 4 in the second end. Use those ones for backing. Obviously, looks like he's taking the ice where he's going full button.
He'll be going full button here. I mean, sometimes you can use that backing. This one, you really don't want to flirt too much with that guard. It can come onto the side of that back one there and be fine. Catch half of it. But he's got to have the T-line weight.
World number 1, Joel Retornaz, for an opportunity to play in the quarterfinals tonight here at the Astec Safety Challenge. Settles in for his final rock in this C event qualifying game. Tyson getting the stopwatch out. We're going to know in less than 10 seconds. Handed it off to the team. No sweeping at all. Is it heavy, Tyson?
I think he's pretty close.
He's very close.
The sweepers love it right now.
Sweepers love it. For the win, Joel Retornaz.
He was just a smidge warm with that weight, so they carved it in a little bit just to use that backing, like you said.
Gets the win, and Retornaz will play tonight against Nicholas Edin in a quarterfinal match at the Astec Safety Challenge. What a game. A big lead to start for Retornaz in 2. Dunstone battles back throughout the game, putting pressure on these guys. A massive win at 7-5. Tyson, what are your thoughts on what was an outstanding game?
Well, after N2, when it opened up, I thought this thing was going to be over a lot earlier. That Dunstone team sure impressed us all today. Battling back, making a lot of great shots down the last couple ends here. And, you know, Joel Retornaz with that final draw, he, no hesitation with that one. Puts it right on the pin. Uses a little bit of the backing, but he had that there for him. So a great game by both teams. And Retornaz is into the qualifying round.
Now Retornaz will be going into their 4th game of the day at 7 o'clock. Ryan Fry coming out there now, high-fiving the team. These guys are going to get a quick break. It is going to be a quick break as they're going to be back on the ice at 7:30 against Nicholas Edin. An international matchup here. 2 of the top teams in the world. World number 1 versus world number 5 in that quarterfinal matchup. Also, for those of you tuning in online, 487 of you, thank you for the opportunity for Tyson and I to broadcast this game for you, and the over 2,000 people on Curling Zone right now. Thank you very much. We've enjoyed bringing this to you. A reminder, Brad Gushu is going to go at it tonight and will be a feature game for all of you in Newfoundland, Labrador that are just getting home from the pub. It's going to be a great game as Gushu will take on Carruthers. The only Schwaller is going to also take on Kevin Cooey. Another big battle of world number 3 versus world number 9. And then Team Mowat is waiting for the winner of Team Botcher versus Team Sturmey. Right now, looking as though Team Botcher is ahead 6-4 with skip stones to come. It's been a great opportunity to be on the line with you guys today. Tyson, thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks,
It's
Kyle.
been awesome. Thank you very much to everyone listening. Enjoy your night and get ready for some quarterfinal action at the Astec Safety Challenge.
Hi there. I'm Joseph Rosenberg, the Contact Center Manager for Utility Safety Partners, and we're very proud to be a sponsor of the Astec Safety Challenge. Now, when you're competing in a bonspiel, you gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried and plan each shot. And in life, when you've gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried, well, you have to plan, and that plan needs to involve utility safety partners. When bumping that object in front of you is not an option.
The official soundtrack to Canada's only border city, 1061, The Goat. Stay connected with mylloydminsternow.com.
Put death by rock and roll.
Cause I'm a Lloydminster legend.
I lived them all day.
Everything that rocks.
Time to rock.
1061, The Goat.
Stronger agronomics, better returns, greater peace of mind. From pre-seed to post-harvest, you can count on the Victory Canola program to keep you and your farm ahead of the curve. Grow with us at victorycanola.com.
Like people, businesses have their journey, their path, sometimes straight, but more often evolving, growing, and adapting to a changing world, creating the need for knowledge in areas like accounting, consulting, tax, technology, areas critical to your continued growth and success. All part of the journey, all part of what we do together with you. Because your success is the destination. MNP, wherever business takes you.
The reason we trust Western Sales with our business is the people. I'm sure that there's 100 years experience coming out of that shop. We trust them because we do a CMI on our combine and on our tractor. When our equipment comes out of Western Sales, it's going to be good, because if it's not, they send us another combine, they send us another tractor, and we're not naive to the fact that that probably costs them a lot of money. So we just know that the service that we're getting at Western Sales is above par to everybody else.
Astec Safety. This must be the place, boys.
Huh. About right. Looks like this is where the engineers hang out.
Nice spot. Here's something else that's cool under pressure.
Great tour, but where's our man Brett? I don't know. All right, normally he's bailing me out. Roll reversal, baby. There he is. Rescue mode. Putting out fires for these guys already.
For 90 years, Princess Auto has seen your big picture. And for 90 years, we've had the ideas and the tools to help you discover new perspectives. Because for 90 years, we've known that nothing's better than finding ways to make stuff work. Princess Auto, ideas, tools.
Hi there. I'm Joseph Rosenberg, the Contact Center Manager for Utility Safety Partners, and we're very proud to be a sponsor of the Astec Safety Challenge. Now, when you're competing in a bonspiel, you gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried and plan each shot. And in life, when you've gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried, well, you have to plan, and that plan needs to involve utility safety partners. When bumping that object in front of you is not an option.